Just on syndication, everybody says once you get to 100 episodes, you're rich.
No more denials.
$100 million.
Some health insurance covers the cost.
For 9 seasons.
Free, no obligation consultation. The Raleigh House, 720-895.
You know, here's one thing for sure.
720.
No matter what anyone makes,
5559.
they've done the math. They've done the math because
They
they
think it
will
works.
not pay people.
Oh, same with football players.
Yeah,
they already know.
Or, you know, like people say, how can they give Howard Stern that much? Well, they have done the math and said, this is how many subscriptions. You know another one? However, NBC had blinders on. They're paying Matt Lauer $20 million, right? And he had him, plus other clauses for helicopters and limousines. Well, listen to this. After he left, and this broke, this Today Show has never enjoyed the ratings they have now. And
no, he was worth it.
Hoda and Savannah, what? No. After he left,
they got better?
Way better.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Not only way better, but the popularity of Savannah and Hoda went sky high.
Wow.
And so now they must be thinking, holy shit, for years
we miscalculated that. Yeah.
Explain this. If our field and the Broncos season tickets are sold out for the next 20 years, what's the difference if we have a $200 million Peyton Manning or a $50 high school kid playing?
Yes.
Revenue.
Hello, Tom Martino here, your troubleshooter. I'm a consumer advocate fighting for you. Yes, I am. This hour brought to you by Century RV. Yes, Century RV, with a 32,000 square foot indoor facility in Lakewood, just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims next to Woodley's. In addition, of course, to their place up north on I-25 and the 119 turnoff. Hey, so listen, you know what this show's all about? Helping people. We solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints. You can sum it up that way. Help, help, help. That's why Help by the Beatles, my theme song, and not only a theme song, but really a motivator, because we do help. I can tell you this. Millions of dollars every year in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. Hundreds of millions over the years, and let's do it again, because that's what we want to do. We want to help you. If you are, by the way, looking for a used RV, they have one of the biggest selections in all of the state, and they have new ones as well. So check them out. That is the place to go when you go to CentryRV.com. Mark, what's on your mind?
Guess what scumbag lawyered up?
Oh, Dave Anders.
David Anders.
Okay.
Mr. I didn't do anything wrong. She's under contract.
Did he truly lawyer up?
That's what we were told. Now, the DA is involved. This is really good. We've got both of our experts writing up reports.
Good.
And once again, explain to people, even if he's under contract, why does this guy think he can keep it?
This is what's weird, Mark. People think they have what I call hooks to get out of something, and they hang on to this so-called hook. With Dave Anders, he took $68,000 from a woman. She did a lot of the demolition. He did nothing except a ridge beam and some rafters. That's all he did.
Maybe $5,000.
And he did it incorrectly. If you give him full credit for this work, even if we say 10, it doesn't matter. There is money on the table he hasn't spent. He said, it's not my fault. I can't continue with the addition. That's what his attorney's going to say. It's not his fault. There's no way he could continue. She is still under contract. She has to come up with
more money
to fix the foundation.
That's right.
But even if that's true, and she decides to terminate the contract, he is not allowed to keep the extra money.
Worse than that, he has to keep that money in trust somewhere. And it is of my opinion, this scumbag has no money.
No.
It's nowhere to be found because he spent it on other jobs.
Now, Dave Anders, from what we can find, has never completed a job to the customer's satisfaction ever. If you go to sleazbrigade.com, you will find Dave Anders. You will find him on there. He is to be avoided. He changed his phone number.
Yep.
If anyone gets his new phone number, please let us know. And Mark, we should check in on that one customer he was currently working with to see where he is on that job. This guy has never completed a job. And I hope the district attorney's office will go after him with full vigor. And we want to go after him for civil damages. Now, this guy lawyered up because he knows he's a scumbag, he's a liar, and he's a cheater. And so is Dusty Lobsinger. Dusty Lobsinger. If you go to sleazbrigade.com, you will see the newest entries on there, and it is... I don't know what to say. I just can't believe people rip people off like this. And one of our jobs is to keep people like these out of business. Dave Anders looks a lot like a liar and a thief. That's the headline. And then the other one at sleazbrigade.com, Dusty Lobsinger, a vile excuse for a contractor. Dusty Lobsinger. And if you read these reports, like with Dusty Lobsinger, you will find out his phone number is 720-838-8811. Avoid the number. If you see it in an ad, do not call it. This man deserves to be out of business. Dusty Lobsinger took $15 grand in the fall of 2017 and disappeared after doing minimal work. Now, this guy says, I have an attorney. Speak to my attorney. Here's what I want to say. Okay? Who is your attorney, first of all?
And here's what he says.
Now, no, he swears. Dusty Lobsinger, 720-838-8811. 720-838-8811. Then Dave Anders, we need to get a hold of his phone number as well. He changed it. We want to get his new phone number. And, Mark, we really should check with that homeowner. I really would love to know.
I'll find out.
Or maybe we can have somebody call during the show even. I just want to know, is he still working?
Yeah.
We're not going to bother this guy. He was so afraid he's going to lose everything. See, that's what happens. When we get a hold of a bad guy and he's currently doing a job, the people he's working for, they get nervous because they don't want us to force this guy into hiding.
We had a lot of subs call, too, saying, hey, that dirtbag never paid me either. So not only does he take the money and run, he doesn't even pay his own labor.
Why is it that people get away with this? Why is it that people get away with this?
Well, hopefully the DA we're dealing with won't allow it to happen.
I'm really hoping. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255 is our number. We have a very important show today. It's Compass Insurance in the house. Do you know what we do? Free insurance checkups. Now, really, you can have these checkups anytime you want, but we highlight it in our help center today. In our help center, standing by, people from Compass Insurance Group. And here's how easy it is. You tell them what insurance you have, the carriers you have, what you have. It's a 3-minute phone call. They will then take your information and shop it. It's that easy. And here's the deal. They don't do anything magical. It's just that they represent not one company, like a person who would work for Allstate or Farmers or State Farm or American Family. They are called captive agents. They can't get you a better deal. But Compass can shop you around, and they do. In fact, if they can't find you a better deal, they'll simply tell you. We have saved so much money for people. It's easy to save $100 a month. Think about that. Right now, with a phone call, you save $100 a month. Now, Brian Burns is with us, and he'll tell you most of the time people can save $200 and $300 a month. Why do insurance policies creep up? Why does this happen? Why? I want to know why. Why does it happen? Brian, and it's not like you're married to one company or another. Right. You have had me at Auto Owners, Chubb, Travelers, back to Auto Owners, then to another company. You do that for me without me worrying about it. But why? Why? Why does one company outprice them and then you go back to them 3 years later?
Right. Yeah, you know, the way that this market is, first of all, everybody in Colorado probably knows their rates overall have gone up. There was an article in the paper either today or yesterday about it, too, where Colorado is the third quickest rate increases across the entire country right now. In other words, they're the fastest increasing
Because
rates.
of the hail, right?
The hail is a big part, but also just the influx of people, more people on the road here.
Why do they creep up where... Here's what I say. If you've had insurance more than 3 years, definitely more than 5, no matter who it's with, you're paying too much. Why, Brian? Why?
Yeah, because different companies take different rates at different times. So our whole idea is, and the other thing you have to watch, by the way, is what the coverages are, because some carriers might not take as much rates as another, but you'll see it in another way. In other words, they'll go actual cash value on the roof, or they'll raise deductibles here, or they'll take coverages away. Because
it just happens.
They're trying to find ways to be profitable, here in Colorado specifically.
And so they attract you with lower rates.
Well, what we do is we try to find the best fit, and also things change. Like, in other words, you have a family account and you have a teenager come on. Well, the company you're with may no longer be the best deal for you, so we have to move you to another carrier that is better with teenagers. So, or you get into another stage of life. Some companies are better for people that are 55 and older, and in other companies, the rates go up in that area. So our whole goal is to try to find the best fit for you.
All right, so bottom line, call our help center with your declarations page preferably, but you don't need it. Here's another thing. People say, oh, I don't want to go through the trouble. They think they have to fill out forms and they have to go through all this headache, or I don't know when my insurance expires and I don't know how I'm going to get a new one. There's nothing to do. I think you email documents they can sign, and that's it.
Yeah, usually what we ask for is for their current declaration page is the easiest way to get going.
And then you will take care of notifying the other company, switching over coverage, getting them the refunds, everything that needs to be done.
Yeah, we can get cancellation forms for them to sign. We can't cancel their other policies, but we can make it as easy as possible for you.
Well, that's what I mean. You facilitate the whole thing. You tell them what to do and when to do it.
That's right.
I didn't have to do anything. I just, you said sign this. I signed it. You said sign this new coverage. I signed it. Okay, you'll be getting an invoice. That was it.
It is I will tell you more times than not we get comments from people saying, I didn't realize it would be that easy. It is not that big a deal to change your insurance.
Hey, really real quick on the young drivers that you brought up. How long, say I have a kid that's ready to turn 16, seriously, and my policy isn't up for another 7 months. What happens if I simply don't tell him and let him or her drive?
Technically, in the policy, what you agree is that there's a material change that you have to notify the insurance company of that change. So, if there was
what happens if you don't? That's what I'm trying to get to.
Well, what I'm saying is I wouldn't play around with it, because if you had a claim, let's say it's a small claim, they're going to pay it and then make you add the kid. But let's say you had a $500,000 loss. I think you might have a little bit more trouble. They might say, well, why didn't you notify us? It's just not worth the hassle of worrying about whether or not they're going to
on a big claim, they may just deny it. But what will happen is the other party will sue them, and they may pony up for the other party, but not willingly. It's going to be a hassle, and then what happens is they won't pony up the whole thing, and then the other party may likely come after you. All right, we got a lot to talk about. Dennis is going to be first up. He wants to talk about a trailer park. 303-713-TALK is our number, 713-8255. Let me remind you, Rocky's Auto, 63rd and Federal, one of our fine sponsors, and they're open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8. Proud to have Rocky's on board for used cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans because of the way they do business. First of all, you have variety in everything when it comes to the vehicle itself, in price range, in color, make, model, and options, and you have variety in financing, 40 lenders to choose from, and they have better pricing for trades because they sell most of them right there. Again, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8, 303-426-4646. That's Rocky's, 63rd and Federal.
In my drawer.
Mark, I thought you were for sure you were going somewhere with your son having an accident. That's why I started laughing.
No, my daughter's getting her license in a couple months, and I didn't know technically. Like, if you add a new car, I don't have to call it for 30 days.
Depends on the carrier. Some it's only 15. You know, so that even the range is different. But even if you wait 15 days, they ask you, when did you buy the car? And if you tell them, they're going to backdate the change to when you bought the car. You're not getting free coverage.
No, I get you.
You're just getting a period of time to be able to tell them.
Is that 30 days by statute?
No.
Contract, huh?
Yeah, it's by contract. Different companies have different time periods of how long you have to sign.
I heard it for 30 days so long.
It's what everybody used to do.
Oh, on newly acquired auto, I thought it was 30 days by statute.
I might have gotten rid of them.
It's by contract.
Yeah, it's so common though that
No one requires. I might have gotten rid of them for a reason.
Okay. So, I have the information in my.
Just email it to me
Okay.
so I have it.
Perfect.
Can you guys believe what a bunch of pussies those sheriffs were in Florida? The more I hear about it, they had to be the worst trained group of men ever in the world.
you know Columbine's had the
A
same
bunch,
problem.
yeah, but Columbine's different because it never happened before.
Well,
These
yeah.
guys had gone through active shooter and they didn't walk in.
I agree.
Yeah,
So is the sheriff.
The sheriff himself, well, at minimum, he's a bad trainer, a bad leader.
And what did he say? It's not my fault. I'm a great leader.
The sheriff in Florida. They had a bunch of people didn't go in. It wasn't just the one schmuck, it was a bunch.
Three others,
The kids are in there dying and they don't go in. The one guy says, oh, I thought it was happening outside.
Can you imagine a shot from the inside he thought was outside? There's no way.
No, he didn't. Of course he did.
You know,
There's no way.
oh God, I'm trying to think of the guy's name. Terry Manwaring was the deputy, the Jeffco deputy inside Columbine that was calling to them outside. He was exchanging fire with those bad guys.
Telling them to
I've
get in.
never heard of that.
Yeah, well,
I've
I
never
knew
heard
the guy personally. He was
I
thought
I'd
one
like
guy
to read that because I have never ever heard that.
Terry Manwaring.
I don't. I'm going to call
Guy
that.
in Florida?
No,
No,
that
guy
was
here.
at Columbine.
You have to bring that up because I have never heard that, Clint.
What is
Oh,
it?
okay.
That they were exchanging fire with the Columbine guys.
Yeah, I'd heard that.
Who was exchanging fire?
Terry Manwaring, the Jeffco deputy.
They killed themselves.
Right.
I
but
know.
He said they were changing.
Prior to that,
I
because he
Are you
finally
sure?
I call BS.
Boy,
Yeah, I don't think that happened. I mean, people talk a lot, but there should have been one report if there was exchange of
Absolutely.
gunfire. Where they were actually shooting at each other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I BS.
I don't. It's been so long. I don't remember where I
I
got that
don't
from.
think
but
that's right either. My brother was teacher there at
Really?
the time. Yeah, I graduated
Wow.
Columbine.
my
You
friend
really-
there.
you
Drew
really-
was-
Brother was teaching there?
Wow.
What did he do?
Hey, Drew,
He was fine.
was
He got
there
out.
any
They
shootout
escorted
in
everybody out,
Columbine?
so-
A cop
He wasn't
shooting
one
out
that
with
was
the bad
trapped in,
guys?
and
There
everything.
was.
But he was right outside
No,
there.
Drew was there, and he's saying there was. He was literally in Columbine.
What did he say was there?
He said there was a shootout with the cops.
Inside.
Inside the building, there was a shootout, the cops and the guys.
I thought they killed themselves before anybody could get to them.
It was outside. Before they went in, the school resource officer, who was Jeffco sheriff,
Yeah, Terry Manwaring.
exchanged gunfire with them.
And they were shooting from inside, and he was
And that
outside.
happened before he went in?
Still outside at this point.
You
How
mean
the
before
heck
they
did
went
that-
in at all?
Went in.
Oh, really?
I don't remember that.
Oh, he must have been a poor shot.
I don't know.
Terry shot.
What did they say? Walking in
Terry
with
and
the
Drew
weapon?
shot each other.
God. Now I know.
No, he was
really
my
have-
corporal when I was at Jeffco.
You know, you got to be crazy to want to kill yourself to begin with.
That cat call, do up against a break.
Cat call.
It's line 1 or 2.
Okay, got it.
Do it up against a break so when they come back in, he's got music to play for that song.
It's not going to hurt their feelings. It's
No.
always-
So Brian,
But it's
maybe we
cat
have
related.
4. Festivus. What
So-
are the 3 things that define Festivus?
The poll,
going
airing
into
of
a break.
grievances,
Not coming.
and the rest
No, I'm saying, do it, then you'll go to a break. When he comes back, he'll play the music.
Why not
That's so
come out
clear,
on the
that's-
play and then go to the call? No.
What kind of poll?
No, it wouldn't make sense.
Okay.
Aluminum.
Is it aluminum?
Yeah.
Aluminum poll.
Yeah, it's the pole.
And who's Festivus for?
The rest of us.
You're good. You're good.
Art of granite. Art of granite. If you're looking for granite countertops, go to a direct importer. Now, not just direct importer of granite, but quartz and other stones like marble or whatever you need for your counters, and you will only pay wholesale from him. And you've seen these big warehouses that flat out lie to you. 80% discount and prices never lower, okay? If prices were never lower, just trust me, you're going to get nickeled and dimed, and they use all subcontractors. At Art of Granite, they use all their own people all the time, and and they're just great. So, Art of Granite, Mitch Floria, they will give you a price on the phone. Try to get a price on the phone from these other big so-called depots and stuff. Try. You won't. Mitch Floria is so proud. You give him some measurements and a photo, he'll give you a price, and that price will be pretty dang close, depending on what you pick. And then you go to Golden, if you like the price, to his showroom and get the countertop material, the custom edges, the sinks, the cabinets if you want them, and whatever you do. And the cabinets are direct from the manufacturer. Here's what he does. He will do the bathroom free. If you do the kitchen at the same time, he'll also tear out and haul away everything free. He serves the entire Front Range and mountain communities 6 days a week, 303-386-5919. Give him a call, 303-386-5919 for prices on the phone. artofgranite.net. Okay, so Dennis, let's talk. Dennis, you have a problem with your trailer park. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Tell me the problem, and then we'll work backwards.
We've been living there for 8 years. They have rules, and when we moved in, they gave us an okay to go ahead and put a fence up.
Okay.
Maintenance.
How did they give you the okay? How did they give you the okay?
Well, we went and asked them if we can put a fence up. They said yes, it'd be fine, but they sent the maintenance people out to show us where they wanted it. They said the fence would have to be properly put in, which it was, and everybody that's there also had to ask, and they have fences up. About 3 months ago, they sent out a flyer saying that all the people that have fences that are not properly put up, they would need to take them down. And now we got another flyer that's telling us that all of us have to take fences down. After they gave us the go-ahead, we spent $1,700 to put this fence in. And now they're telling us that all of us have to take them down in the park because they're going to go fence-free.
Okay, and this was 8 years ago you put this fence in?
It was probably about 6 years ago when we put the fence in.
Okay.
But they gave us an okay for a dog and everything.
I understand that, Dennis. I understand that. It's unfortunate, but they have a right to do that. They can rescind as long as they're... Now, let me qualify that. If you had in writing some kind of approval according to the rules and regs, in other words, if fences are allowed in the rules and regs, and you have a fence, in order to change the rules and regs, there would be a procedure. Now, since you don't own, and do you rent or do you own?
Well, we own the trailer, but we rent the spot.
All right. In a situation where you own property and you're renting a spot, normally there are rules for changing rules, and they have to be abided by, but not always. See, for example, to keep people from getting in trouble in subdivisions, there are actual laws that say if you want to amend your covenants, you have to grandfather in the older ones, or you have to, and going forward, you would have to have more than 75% approval. I don't know if you have any such wording in your rules. I doubt you do, because it's not the same as a subdivision. So here's what you need to do. You need to simply figure out on what authority. This is the only question you ask them. Don't make the argument, well, you once gave me approval, therefore I can have the fence forever. That's not the right argument. Here is what you ask them, and then get back to us. Just say this. Can you please tell me on what authority can you make this demand, and show it to me in writing? That's all I am asking. And they should be able to show you something in writing that allows them to do it.
Okay. Well, you know, Tom, this is, the people that own this place is Kingsley Property Management.
And what does that have to do with it?
Okay, they're out of Utah, and you can't get a hold of anybody.
Oh, is there a manager? Is there a manager?
There's a manager, and the manager, we went to the manager, and all the manager says is, you got 60 days to have the fence down, or we'll send someone out and we'll charge you for that.
Why are they doing it?
They don't want. That's what I'm saying. We can't even get a reason why.
Okay, that seems odd to me that you can't find anyone. I'll tell you what, Deputy Clint, can you call the manager and just reason with him and say, look, all they want to know is why and what procedure. Is there some kind of, is there something in the rules that say they're allowed to change their mind at any time? I just want, listen, you are asking very reasonable questions. You just want some answers. Hold on, Dennis. I'll have Deputy Clint call while we're on the air to try to get at least the manager to give us the management company's office or something. All right? 303-713-TALK. Larry wants to know about an inheritance. And I want to remind everyone, our Insurance Help Center, call now. And there's an 85% chance you're going to save money. A minimum of $100 a month, I think. Now, I'd like to know, so call and find out. 303-771-HELP is our help center. 771-HELP. Hi, Larry. What's happening?
Hello, Tom.
What's going on?
Here's my problem. My sister signed over my mom's house to my brother, okay?
Now, how did she do that? What authority did she have?
Well, she was taking care of stuff. My dad died.
Did mom die?
My sister was taking care of
All right, hold on. Let me get this straight. Your mom died.
Yes.
And in the will, your sister...
No will.
Okay, so who inherited everything?
Well, basically, what happened is this. My brother ended up getting the house signed over to him, and I want to know what my options are, because
that's what I'm going to go over.
25%, I think.
Larry, how many children?
There's 4 of us.
Here's the law in Colorado. This is
in New York State.
Oh, crap. Okay. Well, who knows? I mean, here's what it is here, and I think it's probably like this in most states, but you don't go off half-cocked. You got to figure this out. In the absence of a will, the next in line are immediate family. That means husband or wife, and then children, and then children of children. So, if you have 4 siblings, most likely, if everything was left without a will, it's divided 4 ways.
That sounds good to me.
Well, that's what. So, but I don't. I'm almost positive it's like that. But you got to look it up. But once you find out, then you have prime evidence to take action. You know, I mean, your sister. First of all, why was your sister in charge to begin with?
Well, my mom had Alzheimer's, and the thing is, my sister, she got cancer.
I'm asking a question that's not being answered.
I'm
not. I didn't hear an answer. Why is your sister in charge?
My father actually put her in charge.
When?
Because my mom had Alzheimer's.
When did she put her in charge? When? Your dad is still alive?
No, he's dead.
When did he put your sister in charge?
Basically, it was probably about 1998, 99.
What did he say? Did he do it in writing?
I don't believe so. He just asked her to take care of things because he knew Mom
Take care of things
had
when?
Alzheimer's.
Take care of things when?
About 1998, 99.
No, Larry. Did he say, I'm not phrasing it properly, did he say, okay, daughter, take care of things now? Or did he say, okay, daughter, when we die, I want you to take care of things?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, so that's what I'm getting at. First of all, why is your sister in charge? That's the first thing. I mean, why? And second, how did she decide who gets what? Did you ask her?
No, I didn't. Actually, my sister's very smart, and she
outmaneuvered you
in charge because I was in Colorado, and the other ones back there probably didn't want to be bothered.
Okay. So how much is everything worth in a big bucket? Everything. Cash and assets. How much?
Well, basically, I guess it's just the house, and that's probably worth about $160,000.
And is there any mortgage against it?
No.
Okay.
So it's a rental. The first floor is a rental, and he's been collecting rent on it.
So when did this happen?
She died in 2007.
Well, it's too late.
I didn't even find out about it till 2013.
So you didn't know your mom died until 6 years later?
6 years later. They never got a hold of me.
Wait a minute. You never call your mom? You never, I mean, you, honest to God, did not know your mom died for 5 years or 6 years?
I did not know my mom died, and basically what happened is I knew she had Alzheimer's in 1999.
Okay. I think you're out of luck, Larry. I think by statute of limitations you're out of luck. But I'm just thinking, you may want to call an attorney there that does probate, okay, bro? Really, it's way past. I mean, you may have an open case. They may say from the time of discovery, but then what you have to do is take it to court. Literally, take it to court. It's so much time. You're going to have to contest what happened. And, Larry, they won't do it on contingency, okay? Because the most you're going to inherit is a quarter of what it was worth. So, you know, I don't know how much you want to put into this. But if it was worth $160, you know, do the math. You're going to get 40 grand tops. Yeah. And are you willing
if the money's still there?
Well, the house is still there. It doesn't matter if the money's there. The house is there. It's the value of the house we're talking about. So, Larry, have you tried hiring a probate attorney in New York?
No, I haven't.
Okay, that's your first step. But I think you're out of luck. I just think it's been too long. Fix It 24/7 is doing a very special furnace inspection for $39. If you've heard people call this show, you know it's special, okay? I mean, first of all, it's only for the first 10 callers. $39. You know why? Because if they did this for everyone, they did in the beginning. But if they keep doing it for everyone, they'd be out of business. They spend probably 2 hours. They take apart that furnace basically to where they take out the blower assembly, they disassemble burners, they clean everything. They make that furnace operate and look like new. Now, if you have any problems, of course, they'll give you a full accounting, but that's not it. This is not a trick. This is for real. They will fix that. I mean, they will service this like you've never had it serviced before. Fix It 24/7. $39. The next 10 callers only. If you've ever wanted your furnace checked and cleaned, because cleaning is the most important part. If you hear about a furnace check, I want you to ask one question. Do you thoroughly clean the furnace for that price? If they don't, I am telling you, it's not a good deal. So, call Fix It 24/7 and you'll never find this level of work for $39. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
Do you want me to call this dentist back, or do you just want to let him know and hear what's going on with the fence?
I want to know.
Oh, okay. What's going on? Actually, they're lucky. There's a guy running around the country teaching people how to flip trailer parks right now. And when they do that, there's major changes they don't like. Well, but this is just part of the beautification thing they said. The fences are all different because they let everybody do their own. Right. They're about old enough, they're looking bad, and it's just part of, they're putting money into beautification. And they said the fences, all these different fences just look bad.
Okay, so that's a good reason. Now, do they have authority? Other than being owners, they do.
Yeah, Kingsley Management out of Utah, the main management company.
But did they say what the, okay, it doesn't matter.
They probably had no rules on it to begin with.
Yeah, I know. In the absence of rules, they have authority.
Well, you know, they may be trying to make it look better too, because it's a flip there and there. It's becoming a
a lot of people just want it because of their dogs, I guarantee it.
Yeah, well, but fences start hiding a lot of trash in trailer parks too.
What kind of fences are there? Are they
everything?
Oh, really?
That's the problem. It's a mishmash.
Yeah, that's
usually
I had a neighbor named Archie Hunter that he was a full-blown alky man. This dude would go on 3-4 day benders without sleeping. He was incredible drinker, no matter how you look at it. Professional drinker. So he was over at my house. Suzanne went to Georgia for Thanksgiving. I had to stay home because of the computer store. I had to work it. And then Archie's wife left, so he came over. He started getting pretty lit up, and I had a Doberman named Dobie. Big Doberman. Male Doberman over 100 pounds.
What a beautiful dog.
Oh, it's great dog.
My God, he stood this high.
Yeah, he did.
Freaking like a Great Dane.
So I had a shot collar for him because he would get up over the fence when people were on the green belt. So cute. So I had the shot collar. So Archie starts getting drunk, and I talk Archie into putting the shot collar on. So,
is there a mic on, guys?
I swear to God.
Okay, no, okay.
I trained him just like you would a dog. He'd go to try to take the shot collar off, and I'd zap him.
Positions are based
And he'd jump, and he was so drunk, man. At one point, he pissed himself, but I wouldn't let him take it off. He entertained me for hours.
Now he's coming back and getting you because he's got issues.
I don't know why I thought. I was thinking of that because of the fence, and they could always get a wireless fence with a shot collar. Made me think of Archie. He'd get so drunk you could put up one of them fences around his house, and he wouldn't even think
you could stay in there.
We had an invisible fence. I put it on my arm just to see what it was like. God dang.
Oh, man.
You could
the fur insulating dog.
You could turn
up and down. You could also had a warning, so like if he went for it and I didn't want to shock him, it would just beep. But after like 20 times, he would like, even the beep would stop him. He was so drunk.
Did you try to shake it off?
When they get close, it vibrates when they get closer.
Yeah.
Stops when they get too close.
Well, if you just said, I take it over.
Yeah. Grown man too, man. He was probably,
so you know what
I was probably like 22. He had to be 45.
Holy cow, what a...
Yeah, he was so funny. He was the first guy I ever met in my life, though, that could like drink for 3-4 days straight, man. It was incredible. His wife sued his company. He got fired from Cisco for drinking. Okay, they literally found him. His wife said it was a disease, and they fired him for health reasons, and she actually won, and they reemployed him, but then they fired him for a completely different reason.
Are you not feeling as financially secure as you'd like to?
She got back pay, everything, man. It's not like they went to court. They just agreed to pay everything.
Own your own home? Then consider a reverse mortgage from American
Finance. I can't believe how many people out there with SSI for things like
Not for help, for anything.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's the biggest, that's a scam.
That deputy in there, he was Terry Manwaring. I was going to tell you,
It doesn't say anything in Wikipedia about any shooting.
Well, the reason I know who it was is because he was my corporal. I worked at Jeffco, and he and another guy, and I can't remember the other guy's name.
I don't know if that happened. I really don't.
Well, fucking Drew was literally there.
Two guys. Well, he didn't see the shooting. Two kids were the first
Terry's
one
roommate
shot.
told me this. I can't think of his name.
Well, maybe the first one shot, not shot at.
You know, to go through step by step how it all happened.
I don't recall hearing.
I don't know where it was, or if it was inside, outside. I just know that
I don't think it was either way.
Terry Manwaring exchanged gunfire. I saw.
Tell me spell his name, I'll look it
Terry. I think it's just Terry Driscoll. Manwaring is M-A-N-W-A-R-R. I'm not sure if it was one or two R's. I-N-G.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK.
SimplyFloorsInc.com. Do you know one of the tricks in floor covering business is mismeasuring? In other words, you may have a good per yard price, but they actually add yardage where you don't need it, or they pad it more. Now, you may think, I know the exact measurements, but measurements are an area you really need to know what you're doing. And did you know also that the padding is almost as important as the carpeting itself? A good carpet with bad padding will do you no good. It'll wear out the carpet faster. And a great carpet with bad padding, okay, you don't want that, and you don't want the other way around either. You need a balance. But if you had to go one way or the other, you want to get a really great pad. And then you can go a little lower on the carpet. Simply Floors, Inc. Buddy Mitchell always educates us. He'll educate you. He keeps up with the big guys as far as pricing. In fact, he will beat them because he makes less profit. And you can have a complete designer services provided, and you can make your own appointments in-home or go to 52nd and Ward showroom. It's simplyfloorsinc.com. You'll simply not get better value prices, or you won't get better service than simplyfloorsinc.com. And I got this email that I love. Let me read it. It says, when you said the commercials are a real part of my show, I thought, yeah, right. But then I started to listen, and you know, I learned a lot. Like when you mentioned furnace checks and cleaning. And this was a while ago, she said, not the Today Spot. And how cleaning, how dirt is the #1 killer of furnaces. And that without cleaning, your furnace will prematurely fail, especially the heat exchanger and burners. So she learned. And again, that's what we do here. Truly, we make the commercials and the experts all in one, because it's true. And if they're not good, we don't use them. And we don't have them. 303-713-8255. Marlene, what's happening? Marlene, what's happening? Oh, by the way, Insurance Help Center, are we getting calls, Brian? That's what I need to know.
Yep, we are.
Okay, for comparisons, a free insurance checkup, 303-771-HELP, guaranteed to save money, about 85% of you. Okay, Marlene, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. Hey, first of all, I just wanted to say I've been a long time listener.
Well, thank you.
Going all the way back to Arzella and Father John.
Oh, my God, that was so many years ago.
Arzella, that's a new name.
No, Arzella was my very first associate. She was hired by Channel 4, Roger Ogden back then, and she ran my help center. So when I started my radio show, she would come with me, and we did the radio show together. She actually did what Suzanne does. And then Father John later on was a volunteer, like Deputy Clint, became a regular part of the show, and then turned into like a Deputy Dan, or like you, but he didn't do the show on his own ever. So anyway,
anyway.
Man, you have been listening a long time. Okay, I didn't have gray hair when you started. So anyway, what about these cats? They're adorable.
Oh, thank you. They're sisters. And,
oh, God, they're so cute.
We loved them. We had them since they were 8 weeks old.
Yeah.
And they were indoor cats.
Yeah.
Never even went outside at all.
Yeah.
They wanted to, but they didn't go outside.
Yeah.
And one of them came down with the feline leukemia.
Oh, I hate that.
And they think that she was born with it.
Yeah.
That it came from the mother or the father or whatever.
So what can we do?
So the other one doesn't have it, but she did, and that was little Harriet. We had Austin.
Now it's not. You get shots for it though. They do have shots.
They do, but our vet said we'll give them their rabies shots. We'll give them all their vaccinations, but we're not going to do that because they're indoor cats.
That's true.
They really don't need
and they don't mingle with other cats.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. So anyway,
well, then how'd he get it?
That she had it.
I don't know. I
think
I don't
she
know.
was born with it. She just said that,
she
Mark.
was born with it.
But I don't know. Is it contagious to begin with? I don't even know.
Yes,
is it?
It is.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
So anyway, get to your story. What happened? What's wrong? What can we do?
Well, it all started, and it's a big, long story.
Yeah, I don't want the long story. I want the short part.
Right. The short part was little Harriet on New Year's Eve went to get up and fell down, and then she started walking again, fell down.
All right, well, we can speed up to the part where she died, but Marlene, not because I'm insensitive, but I want to know what part we can help you with.
Well, we took her to Wheat Ridge Animal Hospital.
Okay.
We wanted to find out why she was paralyzed and couldn't go to the bathroom and couldn't walk. And so what we found out, we had an MRI done, and what we found out was that it went to her spine, and so we had this relationship with Wheat Ridge Animal Hospital. Day after day, we had to have her expressed because she couldn't go to the bathroom. She wouldn't sleep at night.
But where are we going with the story, though? Marlene, I don't want you to believe. Listen, Marlene. First of all, I love animals.
I know
They're cute little kitties, but I need to get to the part.
Okay.
What is the problem?
During the MRI, Tom.
Yeah.
Apparently, when they were giving her a procedure or something, she alligator rolled, and she, what they called, superficially nicked one of the techs, and it made it bleed. So they had to report her to the animal control for rabies. She didn't have rabies. Well, she had her current shot for rabies. So then they put her on a 10-day quarantine.
Are you saying when a cat or a dog bites or scratches, they have to be quarantined to make sure that person, otherwise that person has to go through those painful shots.
Even if they have the rabies shot, they still have to be quarantined.
I understand. Now, what I don't understand is, okay, but they still, that's the law.
Right, they have to report that, and I understand that.
Okay, here's what I need, Marlene. I need to find out what the problem is, dear. Honest to God, I need to know the problem. See, people think I need the whole story. I love stories. But what I do is when I hear the problem, I will go back and what we call wallpaper it. I'll find out the missing parts, I promise you. if you can help me. Buyandbuild.net. If you write down that name, that'll save you money. Yeah, we have our insurance help center saving you money right now. But buyandbuild.net, interior finish items for your home. Contractors use it. Consumers use it. Use it, but don't abuse it. 4800 Washington Street. They have incredible savings on light fixtures, plumbing fixtures, tile, granite, hardwoods, cabinets. Oh, my goodness. I put cabinets in my garage, not because I'm ostentatious, but because those cabinets, beautiful shaker cabinets, were 10 times cheaper than the garage cabinets with the melamine at Home Depot. That's how great Buy and Build is. You got to go see for yourself. Big Ugly Warehouse. Not big on frills, but big on thrills. If you love saving money, buyandbuild.net, 303-295-6022. If you have any specific questions, 295-6022, 4800 Washington Street.
20. Who? Trump. Well, of course he is. Just came out with it today. Oh, yeah, well, front page of Fox.
Ostentatious. That's another. I'm going to start using that.
That's a good reason to buy cabinets.
Anyway, Terry Manwaring and his roommate
Didn't shoot anybody. Didn't shoot anything. He was the
Let me finish what I'm trying to tell you, Dan.
Yeah, let him finish.
Yeah! Go ahead. They were screwing around, and Terry's roommate accidentally shot Terry in the leg. Terry got pissed off and shot his roommate back.
Oh, no, he did.
Yeah.
He should have been fired.
Well, they were suspended for a long time from Jeffco. This happened after I left.
I mean, one time.
Was Dylan Klebold one of his roommates?
But anyway, what about the shooting, Dan? Let's hear that.
No, he was a lieutenant that came there. They tried to organize the team to go in.
But they did not
they
shoot?
Never did. Never shot, never went in.
But there was an exchange of gunfire. Yeah, you know, Drew said he was there. Drew said before.
No.
So Drew, Deputy Dan is saying you're full of shit.
They shot 2 kids outside the school prior to coming in.
That there was no gunfire exchange
Dylan
between the deputy and
no.
What is Dan now?
Exactly.
I got the Wikipedia here.
It says Wikipedia, and we have Clinkopedia.
And they disagree.
Terry's roommate, the guy can't think
I call him bullshit on Drew. Drew's no longer a dog. He is F-dog.
Well, he's always been Bruiser. Now, Brutus, no, he's Brutus. Bruiser got fired. Brutus got fired. I mean, Bruiser got fired.
Bruiser got
Brutus.
fired.
He's actually
So
Brutus.
he's a Columbine grad.
Yeah, and he's Brutus. Have you looked at Brutus to see? He looks just like him. Look it up, Brutus and Popeye.
I know who Brutus is.
Oh, I know some people don't.
Popeye, right?
I see some similarities.
You know, what did he say? I'm. Oh, no.
Who's the
You're Popeye right now. That voice right there is Popeye.
I eat my spinach.
I am who I
No,
am.
that's
I am who I am.
I am.
I am who I am.
Yeah.
I love
Brutus always
olive
trying
oil.
to nail.
Olive oil was so ugly. Olive oil. God, you know what? Those cartoons were for adults. They were so funny. Kids didn't get that humor. Especially
Who
Snap.
did the movie Popeye? Do you remember?
Robert Lee.
Yes, I
Well,
do
who
remember.
did it? He was
Who was the olive oil?
Yeah, what's her name?
I don't know.
Sharon Stone.
Duvall.
Shelley
Oh.
Winter?
From
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah.
The girl from Cheers.
Yeah.
Wait.
Diane
No.
from Cheers.
Diane.
No, not Diane. No, the other one.
No, it was Diane from Cheers.
Not Diane.
No, it wasn't Carla.
No, it wasn't Carla. It was.
The only other one is
Is what
Chrissy Alley.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute. No, it was this Shelley Duvall. I was right.
Shelley Duvall.
It was not
Shelley
Cheers.
Duvall?
Not Cheers.
Oh, she's not in Cheers?
But here's the deal. Who did you think of Cheers? That other woman?
No, Shelley Duvall. That's what I thought it was, but I thought.
Shelley Duvall did olive
But
oil.
she wasn't in Cheers.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely olive oil.
Yeah, that's who played olive oil.
But who was
She
the
looks
one
like nothing from anybody in Cheers.
who could have played in Cheers was that girl,
Well,
short one. What you will call
Oh,
wife.
Danny DeVito's wife.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Carla.
Carla.
Yeah,
Wow.
She
whatever.
could have played it.
That's his real wife.
Yes, real wife. Right.
Oh,
They're about the same height, too.
Yeah.
They are so funny.
My
they
favorite
are.
movie he was in was War of the Roses, man. When the couple's getting divorced, but they won't leave
I
that
didn't see
same
the-
house.
I didn't see the
Hey, do you see Shelley
They kill each
Duvall?
other at the end.
I loved him in Ruthless People.
I think
Yeah, I think they both died at the end, actually.
What were you saying,
You
Brian?
know what Shelley Duvall was also? I know that I see her face.
What?
The Shining.
Oh, yeah.
She's the wife
She was
in
the
The
wife
Shining.
of
I never saw that movie.
You never saw The Shining?
Oh, my God.
Oh, you got to see that one.
There are a lot of landmark movies.
must be
I've
pretty
never seen.
old,
Iconic movies, they call them.
I got a connection to that movie. My son was supposed to be a body double because they shot it to Stanley.
Yeah.
And my wife cut his hair 2 nights before. When we went in, they said, "Oh crap!" I looked too. I can't just like the other kid.
Well,
no.
Oh, that's a crazy
He would have been seen anyway because it ended up it was the car driving, the limousine driving or something. He would have been in.
She must be pretty old if she was
Back then we were doing a bunch of stuff and just for fun, the family and extras.
Oh, she
Never saw me in anything.
You screwed me!
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Your troubleshooter, John Fuller, is a personal injury attorney that we use as our expert. And John Fuller, of course, is always on your side. Even when you call him initially, it's a free consultation. But here's the deal. You don't always need a personal injury attorney. He's the first one to tell you if you need someone. And he really will go over the case and evaluate it for you. If you're ever injured and you're wondering, is someone responsible? Am I responsible? What should I do? He'll tell you the truth. He doesn't do these fancy advertisings with stupid nicknames. He's a serious guy, but he is a good guy that has a sense of humor, but he's serious when it comes to helping you. And he knows the law. That's the important part. So, Personal Injury CO is his website with a lot of useful information. 303-597-4500. By the way, our takeaway on this commercial, you do not have to talk to the other party's insurance company ever. When they call and say, we need to take a statement, you do not have to talk to them at all, ever. You can say, submit questions in writing and I'll answer them, because they try to trip you up in those recordings. So beware of that after an accident. John Fuller, Fuller Law, 303-597-4500. Okay, now, Marlene has 2 little cats. One died from feline leukemia. And what is the problem, Marlene? What's happening? What can we help you with?
Bottom line is, Tom, I was just wondering if there's any pain and suffering compensation for me to go through this 10-day watching her die.
And now, I'll tell you something. There was a time I'd call you funny and laugh and hang up and, because the idea of pain and suffering or the idea of compensatory damages due to a pet are unheard of. But that law has been changing rapidly. And there are people, one woman had a dog that the house cleaners let out. Okay, the house cleaners were bonded and insured. They were not supposed to let the dog out. The dog got hit by a car and comes limping home bleeding. They did not want to get caught or in trouble, so they put the dog under the table, back in his bed, and let him die there. The dog was in excruciating pain, and the dog itself was worth maybe $1.95, $1.95 for the salt content and maybe a little fat and fur. But because they look at dogs as personal property, and I don't really mean that. I'm just telling you the exaggeration. Now, she found an attorney in animal law, which is a new emerging area of law, and they got pain and suffering because of that, and they got a lot of money. So,
but wait a second. In that case that you just gave,
yes,
those people did it. They created the issue.
Yes.
In this case, how did the vet create anything? The cat scratched the vet.
Right. Now let's get to this.
They weren't wearing gloves.
Okay.
They weren't wearing gloves.
Let's get into this case. Let's get into this case. The cat was dying anyway.
Yes.
Okay. So what changed? That's the first part we have to ask. What increase?
I feel they caused her to bite them.
Okay,
I do.
Marlene, that's not the part we're talking about. We're talking about pain and suffering. Let's say you're right.
Okay,
Marlene, what would have been different had she not bit or scratch the vet?
We would have euthanized her, and we tried to,
but
and
you
they wouldn't do it because she was under the quarantine.
Now I fully understand. At least now you're making sense. You could not euthanize her because they had to keep her in quarantine and suffer.
And then they want to, if I euthanize her...
Now, here's the deal. If they were totally negligent, I mean grossly negligent, and caused her to bite, which caused additional pain and suffering to you, then you have a case. But I doubt you could ever prove that.
Are you retired or planning for retirement? Retirees have lots of financial questions and need to make lots of decisions. You want to get them right. Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, every Saturday on 630 KHOW. You're invited to attend my free retirement classes this Saturday morning, March 3rd. The first class, Will Tax Mistakes Derail Your Retirement? If you saved a lot for retirement, taxes could be your largest expense. What can you do to reduce your taxes? And the second class, Markets Go Up and Up until they don't. Where should your money be now? In these classes, I'll share important concepts and questions you need to consider to make the right decisions for your financial future. Seats are limited. Enroll now, and I'll see you on Saturday, March 3rd. For more information, go to registercolorado.com. That's registercolorado.com. Or call 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station with Russ Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
Lawmakers under pressure to act. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. A flurry of activity on gun issues at the state level in the aftermath of the Florida school shooting. Fox's Evan Brown is live in Miami.
And Lisa, committees in the Florida legislature run by the GOP are advancing a bill that would raise the minimum age to buy a long gun in Florida to 21 years from 18 and would add a 3-day wait period. If the bill does become law, it could match the law governing handguns. The bill would also allow each county school district to make its own decision about arming teachers. The bill does not, however, include a ban on any semi-automatic rifles, such as the AR-15, like the one used in the Parkland school massacre. Meanwhile, the Broward County Commission unanimously approved a resolution urging the legislature to ban such firearms. Lisa.
Thanks, Eben. House Speaker Paul Ryan urging Senate action on a background checks bill previously passed by the U.S. House. President Trump is planning to meet with lawmakers from both sides of the aisle tomorrow. November 2020 is a long way off, but President Trump has just named a manager for his re-election campaign. Fox's John Decker is live at the White House.
A little over 13 months since taking office, the president is already planning for his re-election campaign, naming former digital advisor Brad Parscale as the campaign manager. Parscale ran the Trump campaign's digital operations in 2016 and previously worked for the Trump Organization. His work for the campaign was quite lucrative as his company billed the Trump campaign $94 million. Some prominent Democrats are also considering runs for president in 2020, including former Vice President Joe Biden, California Senator Kamala Harris, and New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, as well as Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. Lisa?
Thanks, John. Fox News, fair and balanced.
According to a recent survey, these are the top barriers to company growth. Finance takes too long to close the books, too slow to launch new products, hiring and keeping good people, systems not talking to each other. They should look at the #1 business and financial system for growing companies, NetSuite from Oracle. NetSuite tracks and manages your revenue, cash flow, HR, inventory, projects, even e-commerce from a dashboard on your phone. Go to netsuite.com/radio to get your free guide called Crushing the 5 Barriers to Growth. netsuite.com/radio.
Looking for ways to save with your Medicare plan? Walgreens is a preferred network pharmacy with many of the nation's plans, which could mean lower copays for you. So bring your prescriptions to a Walgreens pharmacy today to start saving. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. Walgreens participates as a preferred network pharmacy with Cigna HealthSpring and Humana. Walgreens participates with other plans. See walgreens.com/Medicare for details.
This report is brought to you by USA Network.
Sunny today with a high near 51. Tonight partly cloudy and a low of 24. Tomorrow mostly sunny with a high of 45. Thursday mostly sunny and a high of 51.
How can a case this famous still be unsolved? From a director of the People vs. O.J. Simpson American Crime Story, Unsolved, The Murders of Tupac and the Notorious B.I.G. A limited series event, tonight at 10/9 Central, only on
Never used a Libre. I mean, people could not believe it. They said, you can't
around like a dog.
Not only walked around, but came when I called him, I'd go outside. Teddy, he'd come running over to the fence. But I was not a smart horse owner, because when I got him, I was pretty young, he was pretty young, and I didn't know etiquette. So you know how you play with dogs, you like this? Well, I would do this to a little horse, he was a yearling, and I'd go up and I'd shove him like this, right? Then he'd take his head and do this. Okay. So now fast forward to being a horse. So there's a little kid out there, right? He comes up and does this, and the kid goes flying. He's thinking, and then he does this. And the mother goes, oh, what? I said, no, he's playing, I swear to God. And they thought he was looking nuts.
Oh, they dropped it
And
off.
when I would clean his gloves, he would reach around his like as a joke.
Their scanner thing didn't
and so the first time I had shoes put on, barriers like this, all of a sudden, boom, he goes, what the fuck? And he said, that horse doesn't have any manners. And I said, he didn't have worse manners because I treated him like a dog, which is the worst thing you can. You know, like playing out. I mean, cowboys want their horses like this. You ever notice a good horse? They
there, yeah.
And they keep their head, and they never do that. They never bite.
I did not
He didn't bite to hurt.
Oh, you didn't?
But it just goes to show you.
I've never.
And I taught him.
Wait, no, I just bought some. I
said,
thought they were actually each one of the shit, but you put
I put down, I go, and I walked away. And the guys, they're standing around and said, you son of a bitch.
Oh, they do?
We're at a horse show.
We used to have George Foreman rotisserie. I cook ribs and they taste just like.
You ever seen that guy at the
I'm not saying they're bad. I don't think
over
over
60 bucks. It does horse drinks.
My horse counted, did all that shit, bowed. That was easy. The best fucking little guy.
deal.
The hard job in
The Walmart ones are this big. King Supers are this big. Same. Or no, they're actually
all
a
of
lot
that.
more, maybe $2.
And then when I saw the horse whisperer, he does the same thing. All I did was talk to him, you know, like a horse, like a dog. And that's all the horse
I like
you know, you don't.
So I ate half
There
of
was
the
first
first
training this horse.
and then the second night when I ate the other half of them, I used
The guy said he came
Chinese
he says, well,
dipping sauce. It was pineapple,
like St. Charles places.
and it was alright. But they tasted like Chinese sparrows.
The Troubleshooter.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. I am a consumer advocate. We are consumer advocates. This is the Troubleshooter Network, designed to help you solve your own problems, or we solve them for you. We get directly involved, recovering millions of dollars in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. This hour brought to you by Pro Auto Care, the car nannies. Yeah, you know what a car nanny is? It's someone who will take care of your car, and then they remind you when things are due, and then you get roadside assistance in between every service and repair. You're part of the Pro Auto Care family. It's been going on for 26 years. They take care of my car, and it's a great place to hang your keys. So if you ever need a place, Pro Auto Care, and it's 303 Pro Auto is the phone number. The website, 303proauto.com, and it's just good all-around stuff. Now, we left off with a call from Marlene. We'll go to. I want to remind people about our Insurance Help Center today. And Brian, I didn't mean to ignore you. We do have an active help center going till 4 o'clock today. That's where you call and get a free insurance checkup. Now, you can do that anytime you want. But it is amazing. It always amazes me how anyone who has insurance for 3 years or more, definitely 5 years or more, you're paying too much money. And Mark, yesterday we told this lady she had insurance for like 20 years or so. And remember I said, well, you should call and get an insurance checkup. I will, yeah, okay. Because it seems like some big laborious task. oh, well, it's like, and the one guy I keep bringing up, that State Farm guy that he had for 30 years, and we gave him a quote, and he could have saved $3,200 on all of his coverages, and he says, oh, well, I like State Farm. I says, why would you pay $3,200 more? Why? Oh, well, you know, I've never had any problem with them. I said, well, of course. Did you ever have a claim? I mean, you know, why do you do that? Why do people feel allegiance? Do you have any examples of savings?
Yeah, I have a couple.
Go ahead.
One kind of funny one, and then one that
from today.
From today, yeah,
right,
that had called in. So we had one where someone called in, and she was paying about $80 a month for her auto insurance, and so we got her quote, and it looks like we got it down to $55 a month.
That's a lot of savings.
But she was frustrated because you told her that they would save $100 a month.
Oh, well, she was paying $80. How do I save her $100?
Right. So just as a side note, obviously we can't save more than what you're paying.
I said minimum. That's when you have full coverage, or I should have said average.
You could have sent her a $20 each month.
Exactly.
She really was frustrated. Well, he said, yeah, that's right, Mark. She expected to get it free. And what else?
Okay, so this is a big one. This guy just called in.
I love it.
He's with Progressive right now.
And Progressive is one of the companies you represent.
We do write Progressive. And Progressive, there's a place for him. There's certain times where that's a good place to go. But in this case, he has a few young drivers. I think he has 3 young drivers, and he has multiple cars. He's with Progressive, and he is paying right now almost $15,000 a year on auto insurance. We just got him a quote with a little bit better coverage. We upped his liability limit with State Auto is the name of the company we quoted.
Yeah.
And our quote is coming in and saving him $7,000 a year.
Now, people, listen carefully.
$7,000 a year on auto
Listen carefully.
insurance.
Don't run out and call State Auto thinking, I'm going to save money, because it may not save you money. See, this is the point. When he went from Progressive to State Auto, it is very, very possible that those people at Compass are writing people now to Progressive.
That's right.
Maybe even from State Auto. It's a game of how long you've had the insurance and how you got it, and
whether that you're the fit. I mean, in this case, this was the better deal. But you're exactly right. There might be another couple out there that are overpaying with State Auto or another company. We would move them to Progressive. So that's what we do, as opposed to people having to shop around all these companies. That's what we do.
He is saving $7,000. Can you believe that? So, you see, you're going to say 303-771-HELP is the number for the help center. 771-HELP. Marlene had a cat die. Now, she brought up a point, and here was the point. And then we're going to move on, I promise. But here's the point. She said the cat she was going to have euthanized because it had leukemia, a terrible disease. But while it was at the vet's, it scratched or bit the vet. They had to quarantine it for 10 days for rabies. Marlene said that 10 days was excruciating. Instead of euthanizing the cat immediately, she had to watch it die for an additional 9 days. So here's the point. Did she have a case for pain and suffering? If there was an egregious act by a vet or someone else that caused you pain and suffering as a result of a pet, it is possible to get pain and suffering. However, there must be an act that is out and out negligent or intentional, and it must have cost you some damages of pain and suffering. Now, we know that you had pain and suffering because you would have euthanized it. Instead, you watched it die. But did the vet do something negligent? And that is what you say, yes, they did something negligent. But I don't think it was. What do you feel was negligent?
Tom, are you asking me?
Yes.
Yeah. I just feel they rushed us for the procedure, so they must have rushed her. They said it was a 4-hour procedure. They were done in 2 hours. And I think I think they were negligent. They didn't have gloves on or anything like that to protect them.
So therefore, they brought about this incident, which cost her the 9 days of pain.
Well, and I don't even want to sue someone about this, Tom. They never even said.
The bottom line is you wanted a discount.
I wanted a discount.
Okay, that's the bottom line. How much? How much is the bill?
$4,000.
And you wanted 10% off.
Yeah.
Whoa, why is the bill $4,000?
They did an MRI, they did a spinal tap, and they gave her
But you knew it had leukemia?
Injection.
Yes, because after the cat was diagnosed, Mark, then the cat couldn't walk or go to the bathroom, so they thought, well, let's do an MRI to see if anything else is going on.
Oh, my God. You know, the euthanasia is by the pound.
Why didn't you agree to that?
Well, because we wanted to find out if we could save her.
Okay,
She was only 2.5 years old.
Marlene, I want to mention something here, and this is serious now. Did you get charged for that 10-day period at all for the care?
No.
Okay.
No,
that's proper. I say that I would move on. I don't think you're going to, unless you ask them. Did you ask them for a discount?
I did, and I got hung up on. I was told that I was out for money and I must not love my cat. Well, I mean, it was ridiculous.
Marlene, I would say that it's over. I mean, it's too bad. It's
$4,000.
I don't. Yeah, she agreed to it.
I know, $4,000 though. That's my whole thing. Wow,
Lynn, I'm ready for you now. We were waiting for a fax we got, so go ahead now, Lynn. What's happening? Yes,
hi, Tom. Yeah, I'm trying to stop my service with Waste Management.
Yes,
and I called them January the 9th to stop my service.
Okay,
and they told me I had a contract with them, and I said I never signed a contract with you guys.
Well, they have one. They have one that I have. What is the thing that you just faxed me?
That's what they sent me. I said I remember when your salesman came in here.
Is this your signature?
No.
Whose is it?
I have no idea. It's not mine or my manager. That's why I sent you those other checks there that show signatures on the checks back in that time.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
That's weird. Okay. No, I understand.
And so anyway, I found out.
So do you think they forged it?
Well, I know it's no one that worked for me, and it's not mine, so I don't know.
Okay, and so how long do they say the contract is?
Okay, the contract was supposedly signed back in May of 2010, and it renews automatically every 3 years, which I didn't know about.
So when is it up? When is it up? 19?
May 2019 now is what they're telling me.
Okay. What is the cancellation? What is the cancellation?
If I want to stop, they want me to pay a termination fee. Yeah.
Of how much?
Oh, it's in the thousands.
Like, do you know how much exactly? And how much is your service every month?
My service every month. That's why I want to change service, because it's gone.
How much is it?
It's $448 a month.
And it's commercial, right?
Correct.
Okay. And did you find service for how much?
Yeah, I've got bids that are more than half of that.
Wow. You mean less than half?
Yeah. Right.
Okay, so, Lynn, the way you can handle it is to pay the termination fee and then sue them in small claims court for the improper contract. Just tell them you don't have a contract, you paid it under protest. I mean, you could do that. I mean, that is the way to do it. Did you terminate the service, first of all, yet?
No, I haven't terminated anything yet. So
Mark, wouldn't you handle it that way if truly you didn't sign it?
It's odd because he's going to be in front of a judge saying, hey, I never signed this, but yet he had the service for a long time, and I assume they're going to say, well, we have a contract on any commercial deal, but Mark, here's 1,000 of them.
Now, as far as having the service, I don't assume I'm under contract if I have a service.
Well, anytime I've had a commercial dumpster for any of my shops, I don't care, computer stores, automotive, it was always a contractual agreement for a certain amount of months.
But then sometimes it goes month to month. I know that, remember that time we had a service at Troubleshooter Network, and they were charging us, and we said, hey, listen, we haven't used this in a year. What is this charge? And they said, you signed a contract.
Yeah.
And they showed us the contract, but it expired and never renewed. Now, here's the deal on this, okay? There must have been somebody who signed this. So
actually, if you look at those signatures, although different, they look like the same person kind of did them, just because they're so bizarre.
Okay, let me see. But you're going to literally have...
Well, see what I mean?
I don't actually see...
Just the same kind of, I don't know, I think they're similar. Yeah, same kind of weirdness.
But
Okay.
It's going to come down, listen, it all comes down to credibility and proof. I mean...
Now, waste management's huge. They might not show up. This might not even be worth their time.
Yeah, which means that you get a default judgment in your favor. But that is a good way to handle it, is to simply pay it and then sue them in small claims court. You go up to $7,500, and you might have a good chance of winning because they don't show up.
Well, and it's going to cost them more to hire an attorney to show up than give you your $2,000 back. My guess is they'll call you and say, all right, here's your $2,000. Or whatever the cancellation.
What actually is the cancellation fee? Get within a few $100s. How much is it?
I'm not sure because I'm...
Is it 10? Is it 10,000?
No.
Okay, so it's somewhere between 0 and 10,000.
It's probably less than 2,000.
Oh, you said into the thousands. So that's the way I would handle it, because it's going to be a matter of credibility. If you're asking me to make a decision, I can't. Here, take a look at that. I imagine you've been a handwriting expert, Clint. I'm just one.
Clint, don't they look similar, though?
I'm joking.
Similar but different, or you think no?
303-71. Yeah, give us your opinion. Okay, let's talk about Handyman Matters, Mark, and give me a phone number.
I'll pull up the phone number.
Now, Handyman Matters, this is the way they operate. They don't do anything you don't want them to do, and they don't supply anything you don't want them to supply. This means they are your honey for the honey-do list. You can call them and say, I got all the parts here and materials, just come and do the work. They can hang a mirror. They hung a giant mirror for me. They've done some light fixtures, some ceiling fans. They do stuff that they can do a faucet. They can do drywall repair. They can do it all.
Fences, painting.
I had a list, and I had Glenn supply me 2 handymen for a half day, and I simply gave him the list. Now, at other times, I don't have the parts, and I say, hey, Glenn, that's because I deal with, you can deal with anyone there. And I said, could you come and assess the job? And they came and assessed the job and went out and got parts and then did the job. So you can do it any way you want. You can do them for a half day, for a full day, or for a task.
Project,
You may want just one thing, the gate, or one thing, the light fixture, or one thing, drywall repair. 303-727-9600. It's handymanmatters.com. 303-727-9600.
Now, how do you know that?
Look at the check. Huh? See that check?
Well, how do you know the same guy didn't decide?
What check?
See where the little check thing right here?
Well, this is the this is what he's managing. No, this is not. This is the consumer now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're right. You're right. This is the. Which one is the consumer? This is the consumer.
Are we helping him?
The top one is the customer. I was looking at the bottom one. The top one is the customer. Is that the one you were looking at?
I'm just looking at both of them.
Look at your check marks.
Okay, that check.
No, on the same contract, there's the signature for there is no check for the customer. This is
Why
waste
do you say?
management. He was looking at the wrong
Why
one.
do
He
you
was
say
looking at
that's
waste
right?
management.
Why do you say that's?
Yeah, but who
See that
cares?
check mark?
Well,
right
they're
there?
not-
That's very
not the
difficult
Well,
for a
no.
right-handed person to do.
But they're both
Here's the
signed.
check mark.
The 2 different contracts, the check
I do
and then the
this.
contract. You just have to make sure you're looking
But
at the
see,
same one,
you do
Oh,
that
I see what you're
left-handed.
saying.
not the
But
company.
why is that difficult to do right-handed? Here, do it.
Do what?
Careful and natural to
A
make a
left
check.
check? Like this? Or regular check?
No, just
Well,
check the X.
Just try to
It was
do
an
that.
X.
You think
So
she
I don't
like that?
understand why.
No, not the X.
It was an X. It wasn't
It's
a
right-
check for
it's right here on the signature.
Think about it on the email. It
No, it
wasn't.
was this is a fact.
See, Suzanne, see that right there?
When they have a disease that's going to kill them, or
I know it's not a
crazy?
check.
Oh, no, I thought you
I'm
had a
saying,
dog.
but that motion.
$6,000, but I
Handed
didn't.
motion.
I was out of town.
How do you know this?
I was
tried
in
to do it.
Atlanta.
I tried doing it.
Backed our car out, ran over our dog.
I just don't get it.
A year later, I ended up paying for it. I get a call. We're in San Diego.
Excuse me,
Oh my
Tom?
God, that's fine. We're in San Diego. 1 o'clock in the morning, phone rings in our hotel.
11:35.
The vet.
But
The vet
the
says,
girl was
listen,
calling
I hate to tell you a long story.
And
Your
elaborate
house
for
there
her.
just brought your dog.
That's
Already
also
$4,000
this writing.
deep. We think we can save it. It's hemorrhage. We think we can save it for another $2,000.
The slants are
So I'm
going
like,
left.
okay.
Well, I mean,
So then sure enough, you know, they saved your dog.
Because I know went to that way.
A year later, I did that way. I'll say, okay, for the full amount,
Check
$6,000.
your
Goes left. I really think
No, it was hers.
I know, but was your
I really think that was a left-handed person.
Her dad turned it into his homeowner's.
Shoot, he's off.
It was insane.
You know about the insurance? People say, "Oh yeah, you know, I don't have time to do it." I told two of my friends. I said, "I guarantee you do $1,000, but I get 10% everything over."
Sign your name real quick.
Neither one of them did.
They didn't do it.
You're right.
People are like that. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, the one example I just gave, this happens all the time. Where people are frustrated that they didn't save enough.
You do a right slant.
But even though it's 30%, you know,
you look at
tell them, like, you're not paying that much. We'd have to pay you in order to get you to $100 savings.
Yeah.
So,
and then right hand.
How does
That's the only thing I've noticed is
$55 a month on a
slant.
car? It must just be the cheapest.
Liability only. Probably older person, clean driving record, maybe. You know, you can do it.
Have you heard of the thousands of... What does this mean? The Supreme Court decided not to intervene in Kramer's case.
That just means they kick it back down to the Court of Appeals. That's right below them.
What is the case?
The case was whether Trump had the right to get rid of Obama's
illegal act.
Yeah.
What was Obama's act?
DACA. That they would not throw the DACA people out of the country.
But he had no right to put that executive order in.
Well, and Trump has every reason in the world to overturn a presidential order. It's just weird.
Absolutely.
But all this means is the Supreme Court saying we're not going to get involved because it's not our turn yet. We need to kick it down to the court before us.
It's because the court before them.
The sales police ended too.
No, the Supreme Court shouldn't have taken it.
You know what?
Should be kicked down.
You know another one that they're going to be hearing here is
that left check again.
that government employees
Left check.
don't have to go on meetings.
That left. That's the left.
Oh yeah, that's going to make it required.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're going to government employees are hearing a case.
Mark, they're both the same. I think the salesman.
That's what I said. It's exactly what I said. Did you not hear when I said that?
I thought you were talking about that guy.
No, those two look identical.
Okay.
Different but identical.
That isn't true.
Like if I tried to do yours.
I thought you were talking about his examples.
Yeah, no. Let this song play for a minute, though.
See, these right-hand people don't start out with a check.
That's what I said. I think these were done by the same person.
See how he starts the thing with that check going down and up, and he did it here too.
Just let it go a second.
Beginning, and it's almost where his left hand is. I don't know, just my opinion.
It's great so you don't complain, but that's not chicken in your chicken chow mein.
Hey,
seems to me
this is terrible.
But Garfield's on my fork.
Oh my God! She could have sold that cat to a Chinese restaurant. Brutus.
Tom. Who else?
Brutus.
There's a cat in the kettle at the peak.
The cat's in the kettle at the Peking Moon. Who wrote this? Is this Weird Al? It's Weird Al. Is this weird? Oh my goodness! We're gonna get emails. Stop that. Okay, hold on. Those emails should be directed to Mark Major at painintheass.com. That's Mark Major at painintheass.com. Okay, listen. We got the help center going on, and I got an email that I absolutely love talking about the savings they got. I love when I hear money that we're saving. 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. Here's what it says. FYI, kudos to Nick at Compass. I've been an AmFam for 10 years. I've been with AmFam. I checked with Compass, and it didn't make sense to change companies. But I checked this past week. Oh, he checked last year, and it didn't make sense. Because you guys are honest about it. But this past week, guess what? I'm paying $4,000 now for home. No, I was paying $4,000 for home and auto. I'm now paying $3,000, a savings of $1,000. That's pretty cool, and that comes from Rich. Thank you, Rich. Get an insurance checkup, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. By the way, K&H is going for the gold with their Olympic. This is where the Olympics are over now. This sale may be ending, so you better take advantage of it. K&H has buy 3 windows, get 1 free. Buy 3 windows and get 1 free. And they have beautiful windows, and those windows are not just energy efficient, they're rugged, beautiful, and will last a lifetime. Their guarantee surpasses anyone else's. You got to check them out. Make your own appointment. Go online. This company's been around for 62 years. In honor of that, you get $6,200 off your siding purchase. That's 303-421-7100 or KH. Windows.com. KH Windows.com. Listen, the takeaway on this one, when you have a warranty, always check to see, does it cover labor, end product, or just product? You always check that no matter what you're buying, okay? No matter what you're buying. Let's keep going here. 303-713-TALK. Brian is with us from Compass Insurance Group. And homeowners' policies are changing in what way, Brian? There are a lot of changes people will be seeing because of hail damages, again, on their renewals. What will they be seeing?
Yeah, so what you want to pay attention to is either your rate's going to go up, I just will be honest with you, your rates are going up, or else they are going to be taking away coverage. A lot of them are adding actual cash value on the roof or requiring a higher wind and hail deductible. Even a lot of our carriers require a larger wind and hail deductible, but you just got to pay attention, know what it is that is changing there. I've just recently seen some that are coming through from other insurance companies, some of these captives, where they're actually taking away replacement cost on personal property.
What?
They're actually doing actual cash value on your personal property.
As related to all loss?
Yeah, well,
like
for
a
all your
sofa.
yeah, exactly. Your TV gets stolen for everything.
Okay.
Not on the dwelling necessarily, but on the roof, and then I'm even seeing it on personal property. So they are doing whatever they can to start to scale back some coverages. So
do they give you options, though?
Not on those. Those are just coming through on the renewal declaration page and just says what it is. Now, I'm sure you could call them and add the coverage back.
I think replacement on personal property is dangerous. I think it is dangerous, and I don't have a problem with actual cash value. I always have said you should be reimbursed for what you lose. And if you lose a TV that's 5 years old, why should you get a new TV? It encourages people.
Well, because you're paying for it.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're paying for it, but you're not paying the...
Well, I think the idea is you have a total... Let's say you have a fire loss. Let's say you're not going to be able to go out and buy a bunch of old TVs and old couches.
Yeah, you're right.
So you've got to have something that's going to get you back to where you were, and that you're right. You are bettered because you're getting new stuff, but it's just way too difficult to come up with.
Yeah, you're paying for that coverage.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. How popular... This emailer wants to know, with vehicles, is stated value, and can it be any stated value? What he means is, if you have an old car, but it's worth a lot to you because you put money in it, literally, can you say, I want to insure this for $25,000 and pay the premium for it? Or is it impossible sometimes?
It's not impossible. Here's what you got to watch out for, and I'm glad you said the word.
Justify it.
Stated value is very different than agreed value. And what customers think they have when they see stated value is not what they think. What stated value will give you is the value stated on the declaration page or actual cash value, whichever is less. So it's actually, you're actually causing yourself to have less coverage by doing stated value.
Why?
Because you're saying, I'm going to cap it at $30,000 or actual cash value, whichever is lower. Well,
why would you do that?
That's not what you want to do. What you want is agreed value. Agreed value is saying, hey, whatever this value is showing on the declaration page, that's what we're going to pay. And it is difficult to find it on cars unless you're talking classic cars.
Well, can I get agreed value then? I can't get agreed value on anything I want.
Not on any car you want, no. Not on any car you want. But on these classic cars, antique cars, you can. Even with some high-value vehicles.
Can I get agreed value on contents of a home or certain stuff, electronics or jewelry?
Yeah, you can schedule and get agreed value on a schedule for jewelry, for musical equipment, for certain things.
What I don't understand is why is there even a such thing called stated value? Isn't truly stated value just the value?
Well, stated values, like I said, it's more of a limitation. It's an insurance company say, we won't pay more than this. I don't care if actual cash value is actually greater than this amount. We won't pay more than this. But if it's less than this, that's what we're going to pay too. So it's actually not beneficial to you to have stated value.
I don't even know why they even have it.
It's more for the insurance company's benefit.
For art? Things that appreciate?
No, I'm talking cars. This is what we're talking about here.
What about art? What about art?
Artwork, yeah, you can do agreed value.
Heirlooms.
And you can do replacement cost on that kind of stuff. Like
what about how do you do replacement for art?
Well, what they would have to do is be able to find artwork of the same kind. Now, if it's one of one, yeah, they're not going to be able to do that. But if you're able to know what the value is, they can pay for what it would cost to replace it. But I always recommend doing agreed value, so you know what you're going to get in advance.
All right. Claude? What's going on, Claude?
Nice talking to you, Tom.
Hey, man, how can we help you, Claude?
Well, anyway, I went to Sears for my transmission. I haven't changed the transmission fluid.
God, I can't believe Sears Automotive still is around.
Well, they shouldn't have been. I shouldn't even took it there. But anyway, the truck has 142,000 miles on it.
What kind of truck?
It's a 2001 Chevrolet. It looks like it's brand new. But anyway...
Did you take it there for transmission work?
Yeah, I took it there for transmission, having changed the transmission fluid in it.
Yeah.
They did a flush on it twice.
So what's the problem?
Well, there was no problem when I took it in there.
Well, what's the problem now? I got to get right to that. What's the problem, sir?
Well, the problem now that I had to put a new transmission in.
Yeah, but hold on. How long after you went to Sears did problems start?
Right after that.
It was probably the flush that caused it, man. It got all that debris loose.
But that's
got
not
all
their,
that stuff.
That's not their fault. But that's not their fault. I mean, if you had a defective transmission and the flush simply flushed it out, you know, meaning that's not their fault. What could the flush have done to ruin the transmission is what I'm asking.
Well, I don't know, because I had to get it up to 15. They had to get it up to 1,500 RPMs to make it run.
Okay, hold on, Claude. You're saying Sears ruined your transmission. You have 142,000 miles on this.
Right.
So
I just went over there to have it.
I know that.
Changed.
I know that. But that could happen. It's not because they changed and flushed the fluid. It's because it has 142,000 miles and a problem. I'm asking you, what could they have possibly done? By simply putting fluid in, you don't ruin a transmission. Unless they put the wrong fluid in. Did they?
No, as far as I know, they didn't.
Now, did you have this problem analyzed? Did you have it analyzed?
No.
Okay, here's what you need to do. You need to go to Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair. Okay? They have a price that they will give you for inspecting a transmission. Now, you can do it two ways. They can give you a 1 hour of free diagnostics, okay? 1 hour free diagnostics. But it doesn't include a teardown, and they will drive it and try to find it. They have another special, which is $89 plus parts. That's what I would do, because they're guaranteeing they'll fix it or it's free, meaning that if they can't fix it for $89 plus parts, then they give you a full written complete diagnostic free of charge. The other thing is a teardown and inspection on your transmission. For one flat price, they will take apart the transmission. They will look at it and make notes. If they see anything that Sears did, they will write it down, and that will be your evidence. If you want to get it fixed, they will fix it. If you don't, they'll put it back together for that one stated price up front. But it depends on the vehicle. Give them a call, and those are your options. 303-781-9858. 781-9858. But you have to have more than just a suspicion. That's why I give you that number. Now, coming up, we're going to talk to Channel 7. I got to tell you, this story that I saw was unbelievable on the Denver channel, and you're going to love hearing about it and seeing the follow-up. It's about unlicensed professionals in healthcare, and we'll do it right after this.
Should you not do a flush on an older model?
Oh, God, no.
Okay. So you
pulls all that crap out of the truck.
Right. That's what he said.
I would do a flush on after 80,000 miles. I just would tell the customer, no, I'm not doing it.
He said they should have dropped the pan and done that. Would you have done that?
I wouldn't have, no. Because I'm telling you, what would happen is exactly what we're talking about.
So you should ever change transmission?
If you were constantly changing it on schedule, if you changed it every 30,000 miles, then there's not going to be a problem.
Hyundai has no schedule.
Well, I sure as fuck wouldn't do it then.
I just did it.
Well, how many miles?
75.
Well, that's fine.
You put a filter in?
I don't think Jeff would do it at 140,000.
Oh, okay. Jeff did mine at 75.
Yeah, well, 75 is way different.
Regenerative Clinic. Centennial Schultz.
There's nothing. It's not their fault, besides they're stupid for even fucking doing it.
And on my referral list,
So I guess you could argue they're stupid. when you cut those torque converters open to rebuild them, all that stuff has been flung out on the outer edges of those things. Just
I got to get to the Springs. I'll see you back at 3 o'clock over in Santa Fe.
You're going down the Springs right now? Would you want to ask you to see Mikey?
No.
I'll give him a call and ask if he did that.
See if he did, because I'll pick while I'm there. I'll pick it up from him if he wants to meet me.
Okay.
Tell him I'll be right at KRDO. He knows where it is. It's right at the bottom of the hill. All right, see you guys.
That'd be good. Now we can take a picture of this guy. This guy's a dirtbag.
What's his name?
Is Rusty?
Is it the shop?
The car shop.
another Rusty.
Actually, text Mike. Say, hey, can we serve this guy right now if you haven't already? Mark will be down there.
303-920-1622 or frankduranhomes.com.
Boy, we've got another bad Dusty.
Rusty.
Oh, Rusty. Okay, we've got a Rusty and a Dusty.
I've been in business for over 30 years. During this time, I've experienced problems with money, vendors, customers, employees, fire, lawsuits, payroll, and much more. I know how hard it is to build and run a small business. I know that small business owners could use a helping hand. So I created Patriot Software to give small business owners an simple and affordable way to do payroll for 1 to 100 employees. Our payroll starts at just $10 a month. And if you need help, we will help you for free. Go to patriotsoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll processing free. That's patriotsoftware.com. Patriotsoftware.com. Accounting and payroll. Keep your time and money. Hello, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. Do you want really clean carpets with absolutely no residue, soaps, or chemicals? Only one way to do that.
You guys got a slower time for insurance for the year, or it's always
holidays, right? You know, for that week or two in December, but it's pretty consistent. Yeah, it is. I mean, there's a little bit slower month. January's a little slower than the rest of the year, but not like crazy different.
I get my friends and stuff. Because they were, the one was paying about $3,000 for just homeowners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, home insurance is going up.
And that's before it went up. That was the summer.
This summer, yeah. It's, you know, it used to be like you'd see the average would be $800-900. Now, average is definitely
$800
years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and now you're talking 15, 16 is probably an average. Yeah, that's about average now.
There's no question.
Up in Cali, at $5,000 deductible.
Which form should you take? Fish oil or pearl oil?
Yeah.
Scientists have debated this for years. Luckily, there's a new solution to satisfy everyone. It's called Krill Omega 50 Plus. It combines ultra-pure fish oil and joint-soothing krill oil together in just one tiny pill. It's so powerful, it can promote the health of your heart and your arteries. And if that wasn't enough, it can also boost your joint comfort in just days. We're so sure Krill Omega 50 Plus will work for you. We'll even send you a free bottle to put to the test. The debate is over. It's not fish oil or krill oil, it's both. And now it's free. Just pay $4.95 for shipping and claim your free bottle. Call now. 1-800-361-1841. 1-800-361-1841. That's 1-800-361-1841. Vacation in your plans? You can still listen to Tom Martino. Download the iHeartRadio app today.
Hi, Tom Martino with you. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You know, you guys know that I'm pretty critical of local TV news. God, sometimes it's dreadful. And, but I saw a story last night on Denver 7, the Denver Channel, Channel 7 News. And the investigative unit, Denver 7 Investigates, did a story that it was great. You got to look it up on their website, thedenverchannel.com, and then you have to watch their follow-up tonight. And my hat's off to Ryan. What a great job. Ryan Luby and his producer, Brittany Freeman, they went out and did a story on unlicensed medical professionals. Now, you know, we talk a lot on this show about people that rip people off and how it's not enforced, the law, especially when it comes to like the Contractors Trust Act, which I could fill a file for Ryan. He's probably one of the few that'll go after it. So Ryan Luby and Brittany Freeman, Unlicensed, Unpunished, is the name of your series. I want to ask first, Ryan, what's on tonight?
Thanks for having us, Tom.
Yes.
We appreciate it. We are speaking with, we have one lawmaker already who's understandably concerned and disturbed and frustrated by what we uncovered. We'll have her story tonight at 6 o'clock on our 6 o'clock newscast. But she's among several we've spoken with, who want to see something fixed with this, because it very clearly is a problem. This is a public health concern, I would argue.
Yes, it is. Now, what you found unlicensed, now does this mean untrained, or did their license expire? What's the most egregious case you found?
Well, they all kind of vary, but the ones that we tried to zero in on the most were individuals who were issued cease and desist orders, were essentially orders from the state saying, hey, stop doing this, you're not licensed to do this sort of work in our state. And those rules and regulations exist for a very good reason, obviously. And so, in essence, most of these people that we found, at least the two that we profiled last night, do not appear to have the requisite education to do what they were doing. One of them was a nurse. The other one was a psychologist and therapist and counselor, at least that we could find. And, as a result, they never got licensing to do that kind of work. And I don't think some people realize that you have to be licensed to do a lot of different occupations that involve public health in our state: nursing, psychology, therapy, counseling. Even your acupuncturist has to have a license. So these are very serious things, and I think it's frustrating to people who are real nurses and real psychologists out there who have gone through all of that training and certification so they can do their job. It's frustrating to them to see these people who have not gone through that training being able to work in this field almost entirely unchecked, except for these cease and desist orders, which we've discovered really no one's enforcing.
And Ryan and Brittany, I don't mean to leave you out either. I was interviewing a doctor today, and I happened to ask him. This was off the air, and I was just asking him. He wants to advertise, and I said he has a registered nurse run his office, and I just happened to ask this because of your story. I said, how do you know she's a registered nurse? And he just paused for a second. I said, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I saw the story on Channel 7, and I actually realized that somebody could say they're a registered nurse. How many doctors would take that certificate number and match it to the person and the name and the face, because you found someone with the same name? And have you found people astounded by that?
What's astounding is the system that is in place to do this is, I think it's fair to say, it needs to be updated. The program through DORA, Division of Regulatory Agencies, they have a website. They have a portal for employers or really anybody to check to see if somebody is in fact licensed. Well, the problem comes in if there's a person with a common first and last name. Jennifer Jackson, for instance, is the name of the nurse whose information was compromised by this fake nurse. Her information was on the DORA website, so all it required was the fake nurse to go on that website, find a similar name, write that number down, and that was it. And if you're an employer, those who check, we certainly hope that all the employers are, and I would imagine they are for liability reasons, among other things. But if they were to check, and they did, they're going to see, oh, there's a Jennifer Jackson on the DORA website. It's got to be her, because who would ever really think that someone's going to pretend that they're a nurse? But clearly that's what we discovered, and I think what some people are calling for now is, or may call for now, is some sort of a photo identification process potentially in that system, because that does not exist currently, or some other form of two-step verification, comparable to when you sign up for your Gmail account, or maybe even something like that. It could be that simple, honestly. But that's all speculation. And but we were very careful to make sure that the people that we were looking at are who they claim to be, that we didn't misidentify anybody. We did our due diligence, because obviously these are serious accusations and claims. And but yes, I think on the whole the system needs to be looked at, and we have several lawmakers who are already calling for that.
Okay, so what kind of professionals did you find in your investigation, or you just suspect are out there? Did I hear there's a dentist that you know of?
Yeah, we did find a cease and desist order that was filed against someone who the order said was claiming to be, or there was evidence that she was claiming to be a dentist. And we looked at the complaint that was filed against her, which was filed by several former employees who said she's doing procedures that dentists perform, but she doesn't have a license. She's drilling cavities. She's cleaning teeth. And they even said in the complaint that she wasn't properly sterilizing. And we found it took many months for it appeared for Dora to take any action, and we couldn't find any sort of criminal charges against her either. And her name was Maria Alvarez.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so punishment. I mean, people should go to jail. I mean, you found no punishment?
Very few instances of it. So we kind of whittled down a list of cease and desist orders filed against essentially 4 different occupations, or people who are holding themselves out to work in 4 different occupations: nursing, psychology, dentistry, medical, so doctors, and things like that. And we got it down to about 28 individuals, I believe, and of those, only 2 were ever criminally charged. One of them was that fake plastic surgeon that I think everybody heard about 2 years ago here in Denver. Big case, lots of victims. It made all sorts of headlines back then. The other one, though, was this fake nurse that we profiled last night. And the reason that she was charged, I mean, all the evidence would indicate that this is true, is that if it had not been for the real nurse, the one whose information got stolen by this fake nurse, that real nurse called police and said, hey, will you guys do something about this? And the Commerce City Police Department jumped on it almost immediately, saying, absolutely. And we, as you see in our story, we have body camera video of them, questioning this fake nurse and and taking her into custody. But literally only those 2 in the last 3 years, that all we could find were these cases leading to criminal charges. There's also very little evidence that there was ever a referral made by Dora or the boards or anyone like that to law enforcement to say, hey guys, will you try to help us out here and look into this, or something like that. There's just very little evidence to show that these sorts of concerns were prioritized in any sort of timely manner.
Okay, so the story, for those who didn't see it, thedenverchannel.com, you can see it. It's called Unlicensed, Unpunished. And then tonight at 6 o'clock on Channel 7, are you going to have something at 10 as well?
Just at 6 o'clock tonight. We're still working on, I'm not going to lie to you, we have several other stories that we're working on that I'm not sure when they're going to air because we're literally trying to piece them together. We are going to have reaction from, like I said tonight, a state senator who once sat on the state medical board in the late 90s, and she's understandably concerned and wants to figure out how can we improve this process as a state. Honestly, when you look at it, I don't think this is any one individual's fault, if you will. This is just a system hiccup, unfortunately, and the consequences obviously could be quite dire. If these sorts of individuals, especially if they're not being checked on, are allowed to continue what they're doing.
Now listen, Ryan Luby not only found a great story, but it's well done. Ryan and Brittany, you don't need me to tell you that. It speaks for itself. Great work. Channel 7, I'm telling you, I was jaded with TV news. My wife, who's been in TV news for years and years, and myself, we stood up and took notice. It's just great, and I urge everyone to look at this story. It is very important.
Not only can we open a stem cell clinic, now we can open a dentist office.
Are we going to look at the stem cell people who say stem cell, or they're not unlicensed really for what they do?
That's right, but he might be interested. I'll tell you, see, if you get somebody like that, you see, this kid knows what he's doing. Most of it, God, I'm so tired of these fluffy frickin' pieces, and even, the problem solvers, that bullshit. This kid did a great job. You've got to look at how he did it.
Did you see that interview with the sheriff that what was his name? Was it Clapper? Was his name the interview guy? That sheriff down in Florida?
Yeah, I didn't see it, no.
Wow, did he nail that guy?
Really?
It was on Sunday. I mean, he nailed him. He asked every follow-up, every hard question there was on that.
That Stem Cell Institute of America, they're spending millions on advertising.
And they are so phony.
You know, where I was told we might be able to go after them is the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, using stem cells
Yeah,
in their
because the
name.
FDA won't freaking do anything.
Well, they're not using, they're just saying that.
That's what he means, using the term.
Using the term Stem
Yeah,
Cell
it's
Institute of
wrong.
America.
Yeah.
It's not a single stem cell used in their treatment.
Now, do they advertise on this radio? I heard a big advertisement this last week. Yeah.
Not on this show anymore.
Right, right.
I'm not even sure they're on the station.
There's a place, somebody who's got like a half-hour show on the weekend on stem cell.
It's that.
When I was in Phoenix, man, there was ads running every half hour. They were just flooding.
They speak the loudest.
You never pay a dime until the job is done. 303-761-6400. Excel Roofing.
Selling franchises like crazy.
ExcelRoofing.com. Also on my referral list at referralist.com. 303-761-6400.
What happens if you buy a franchise to something that's fake?
Old damage
You get your
or
money.
new, or
Why
you
does it work? Money back?
repairs, or an evaluation.
Well, I'm sure they go through it before you buy it, what it's actually going to be.
What do you mean?
I'm sure they tell them this is what we actually do.
That there's no stem cells?
Well, there's stem cells in there, but they're dead, right?
Well, I don't know. I actually don't know that, but they're not living. They have no living stem cells. I mean, when I say no living stem cells, by accident, there might be one or two because it's amniotic fluid, but that doesn't make it stem cell therapy. One guy argued, well, they had a test done, and he literally argued there were three, they found three of them. Now think about that. Out of millions of cells, and he was bragging about three. It was crazy.
And so therefore he can say that it's alive, because there's three of them.
It's not stem cell therapy.
Right.
No one would call it stem cell therapy.
The place I talked to that did that conference that processed the stuff, they said they killed them on purpose.
Because, first of all, the FDA does not allow them to manipulate.
Those in that case, they did a poor job of killing.
So, what do they say? You took the time to go to that seminar. What do they frickin' say? That these people are just getting away with it?
Yeah, and part of it,
and they're flat out lying.
Yeah, and part of it is their own fault because they haven't put clearly defined definitions down as to what stem cell
Did they talk about stem cell Institute of America?
Yeah, that was brought up first day.
Did they name them?
Yeah, they named them first day.
And what did they say? No stem cells.
They were just saying, what do you call them? Bad actors, they call them. Like stem cell clinic.
Were there others?
That was the only one they named. But they had said we themselves have to do something to define what stem cell. How do we close these places down when we can't ourselves define what stem cell therapy is?
So what? Yeah, that's true. Like, who said that they have one or two?
Yeah.
They can technically say we gave you a stem cell.
Right.
But now the studies, the human studies for living stem cells are very, very positive. Real high heal rates and everything.
From what type of stem cells?
From living stem cells.
From your person or from?
Well, there's no choice.
Right.
See, there would be nothing. There's nothing medically wrong with taking stem cells from someone who could donate blood to you. They can donate stem cells to you. But it's not legally allowed because you have to manipulate them.
It's just like donating bone marrow when they do a bone marrow transplant. They would say, but then once.
Why do you have to manipulate it? Why do you have to?
To concentrate it.
And they're very gentle.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Carol. Oh, Carol had a question for Compass. Do you know what the question was by any chance? No? Okay. Compass Insurance Group. We're having our, yes, Suzanne.
Tom, I know it had to do with putting solar panels on a roof replacement.
Okay.
That's what I know.
We've had this question by email. Could be the same. They wanted to know, will insurance pay the extra cost of removing the solar panels and putting them back if you have solar panels on a roof replacement?
Yeah, and the important thing is if you get solar panels, you need to contact your insurance agent and make sure that they are updating the dwelling amount to inflate it to show what the replacement cost would be for those.
And could it then add to your premium?
It could. Yeah, well, it will, because your dwelling amount will probably go up in that case. But if something happens to them, they are part of the dwelling, and they're covered as part of the dwelling.
Keith has a comment about DORA. That is the Department of Regulatory Agencies. So, what is your comment or question or story?
Well, a year and a half ago, Peak View Animal Hospital in Fowler was treating one of my cats, and he was dying of AIDS. And near the end, or at the end, for 10 days, they would not return my calls, and he died. I watched him die on my kitchen floor with seizures, and they could have gotten him medicine that probably would have saved his life. And it took DORA, that was a year and a half ago, and then I filed a complaint with DORA a year ago, November. They didn't have a final decision until January or December.
Of course. They're terrible. Let me just say something. Channel 7 brought this out, Channel 7 News. Again, I hadn't watched Channel 7 in a while. They're doing an unbelievably good job on local news. They really are. So he's talking about the inactive enforcement. You got to check him out at the Denver channel. Again, I don't work there. I just love good journalism, and that's what this is. We have more coming up next hour. If you're looking for...
The vet wasn't licensed or somewhere along the line there? I didn't get what...
I've known Ted Rowland 25 years or more. He said it wasn't that it wasn't licensed. He said that it just took so long just to get a...
Why did you have a DORA complaint with them?
Just because of...
How they handled it? He was putting a complaint that they're licensed, but they're...
But this is a veterinarian. This is about his cat, right?
Yeah.
There must be licensing for DORA on the cat from veterinarians.
When it comes to ethics, to skill, and when it comes to standing behind their product. If you need windows, doors, or siding,
Tom, I thought you might have to be one of the guys of the voice of the DIA.
How many people are trained out?
There was like 5 of them named, but they're all people that have been here for so... I mean, you just fit that category of being in here for so long.
Oh, they already named them?
No, I think they narrowed them. Yeah, they narrowed it down to who the 5 that were going to be. It was like Vic Lombardi, maybe Adele Arakawa or whatever.
She's already.
She did right now. Maybe it's just someone else on that channel. You can look it up. They have like 5 names that they listed.
The voice of what?
The DIA, like train.
Yeah. Voice on the train.
Really?
Mayor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they had it. They're announcing a change to that. So they had like people, putting names in for who is going to take that over.
Do they pay a lot for that? Or
I think it's probably more just the fact that your voice is there.
Anything. Oh, they don't pay anything?
No,
okay.
it's just
you get 1 penny for every time it's done.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pennies.
I just like to hear Tom, instead of him saying you're delaying this train, Tom saying,
"Hey,
scumbag, get on the train!"
No. I can't believe that big party though.
Yeah, I guess he went to high school here too. I guess is that right?
Oh, okay.
I think he's just a long time Colorado guy.
must now win a vote of the people in order to keep a position he already has. So Altitudes TV's Vic Lombardi, Mike Nelson.
Mike Nelson is good.
Gary Shapiro, and then Hubbard. I don't know.
Yo, Tom.
The murders of Tupac and the notorious B.I.G. Tonight at 10/9 Central, only on USA Network.
Okay.
Roof damaged or not sure?
Let's have my little stuff.
Questions about your roof? Call the company I know and trust.
Hey, Clint, heads up. That number I gave you today for Jeremy Osborne, he's actually online, just so you know, he's on line 1. He's going to come on and recap the problem, talk about where it stands now so you have good info, okay? I gave you his number this morning. I think you wrote it on here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he's on line 1, so you'll be able to get a gist of what's going on.
Okay, good.
I get numerous complaints from people who paid money up front and got nothing.
Good, so it works out good.
At Excel Roofing, they won't take a cent until call Excel now and get a free upgrade to hail-resistant asphalt shingles. Locally owned and operated for 25 years, and on my referral list the whole time. Call today, 303-761-6400. ExcelRoofing.com.
Contractor taking.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Tom Martino.
On 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. This show brought to you by this hour, Centeno Schultz Real Stem Cell Therapy, Living Stem Cell Therapy, the stem cell therapy you should insist on. We solve problems, we answer questions, we take complaints. Today we also have our Insurance Help Center. We'll be giving you results of. You call the Insurance Help Center for free quotes on insurance. They will absolutely shop you around. It will cost you nothing. It's confidential. It's quick. And here's the deal. If they can find you better deals, great. If not, who cares, right? They'll tell you. There's no obligation. And if they do find you better deals, they'll take care of it all. So the Help Center, I'll give you that number in a second. Get your pencils ready. It's important because you want to get this insurance checkup. Also, I have to tell you about stem cell therapy because there are so many phonies out there right now. This is serious, okay? You heard me just talk to Channel 7 about their investigative report on unlicensed professionals. So this doesn't rise to that level, but it is misleading when you hear stem cell therapy. Wouldn't you expect for stem cell therapy, wouldn't you expect true living stem cells? Well, you don't get them if you go to a chiropractor's office with amniotic fluid. It's simply that true, okay? And I can prove it, and I'll bet anyone. I'll bet them any amount of money they want. So you need living stem cells. They can only be done by harvesting from you at the time of the treatment. Centeno Schultz does it right. They've been doing it since the beginning. 14,000 patients they've helped with painful joints, hips, backs, shoulders, hands. If you need stem cell, get evaluated by Centeno Schultz, 303-963-9201. They're doctors, MDs, real living stem cells. If you're not a candidate, they have other therapies available, like PRP. 303-963-9201. Now, the Insurance Help Center to get your quotes. 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. Now, Brian, what examples do we have of savings?
Just a few here. One of them was...
we had one, by the way, if you hadn't heard. We saved a guy $7,000 a year. Okay, go ahead.
That's right, yep, on just auto insurance. But we have one here. American Family was who this person was with. And didn't realize it, but as we looked at their declaration page, they had a 2% wind and hail deductible, and it was a $300,000 dwelling, meaning they had a $6,000 deductible. We were able to move them to Safeco, and we moved it to a $2,000 deductible, so saving them $4,000 if something happened in a claim, and we still saved them $400 a year on the insurance. So
that is good.
But other ones here, we have one from State Farm that we're moving to a company called Acuity. We're saving them $1,386 a year on that one. One from Allstate to Nationwide Private Client, which is a high-end carrier, so they were paying quite a bit, but it's a savings of over $4,000 on their insurance.
Wow. Anything else? That's good enough. I mean,
I mean, a lot of them here. It's as I go down the line here. There's savings of $700, $600 here. There's one for $1,400 here, $1,300. So yeah, I mean, like you said, I would say the majority of the time we're able to save money, but we will absolutely tell you if what you've got is a good deal. We tell you that and never try to steer you. In addition to saving you money, once you're with us, if there's a claim problem, we step in, we help you with it. I mean, we really do try to do more than just save the money. We really do try to service the accounts and make sure that you're getting the kind of service that you want.
303-771-HELP for your insurance checkup. Patrick, welcome. What's going on, Patrick? Patrick? Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to put him on hold. When he comes, you tell him I'll come right back to him. Jeremy, welcome. Let's talk about your contractor problem. Recap that for me, please.
So I've been in contact with him through the text message because he blocked my phone number.
Would you recap the problem for my audience, please, and for me?
Yeah. So he came out and did some work for me, and he never basically finished the work.
How much did you pay this contractor?
I paid him just a little over $4,800 just for labor, and I paid for materials myself.
What's his name?
His name is David Lewis.
David Lewis, and you paid him $4,800 for labor.
And Tom?
Yes.
This is the one where David Lewis said his insurance adjuster was going to be calling him to figure out the damage for the claim. I don't know if you remember that a few weeks ago.
And what was up about the insurance adjuster? What kind of claim?
There's all kinds of damage, so he said he would send his adjuster out. He hasn't been communicating with Jeremy. Does that ring a bell?
But when you say damage, do you mean that the contractor was sending out his adjuster?
Yes.
The contractor said he was going to have this covered.
Remember you said, Suzanne, what about the $4,800 he paid for labor?
Exactly.
Right.
Now, does this contractor, Jeremy, acknowledge he did damage?
Well, he's saying, because the work that they did, the tile work in my shower, did not hold up. So I keep telling him there was never no damage to my property. It's just the stuff you did.
So why is he trying to turn this into an insurance claim?
But here's the catch. So he tells me the insurance companies do Liberty Mutual, and he gave me this guy's name, but he won't give me his phone number.
But I don't understand. Why does he feel it is an insurance problem?
I have no clue,
I think
and I cannot get out of him.
Yeah, it is BS. So, Jeremy, did he finish the job? I don't mean is it complete in your mind, or is it warranted? I just mean, did he finish the job that you had him do?
No.
What did he not finish?
No, and now here's the funny thing.
What did he not finish?
He didn't finish the drywall work. He didn't finish the sanding and the painting. He was supposed to do everything but the trim because...
What did he finish? What did he finish in his mind?
He finished the tile in the shower. That's what he finished.
And that's not even holding up.
And that's not holding up. Now, here's the funny thing that threw a red flag. He told me that the insurance guy is not going to come out to my property and that he's going to have David fill out the paperwork on what it's going to cost to fix it, email it to him, and then he'll issue David a check for the issues.
First of all, the whole thing sounds suspicious. I don't think this guy has insurance. And Brian, have you ever heard of a contractor putting in a claim for warranty work to his insurance?
Yeah, your insurance usually isn't going to cover your warranty work.
What does your insurance cover?
Well, I mean, it can cover if you had made mistakes on it and you had professional liability, but most of these guys don't. So it's really there to cover you if you slip and fall over their tools as they're on the job. General liability, or if something happens to their tools, or if the whole house burns down because of their work, you would have some coverage there, but not usually warranty work.
Look. Oh, Jeremy, we get this guy's a clown. Did we try calling David Lewis?
Yes, we did.
Who's it assigned to?
Well, this morning I assigned it to Clint.
Okay, did you call him Clint at all? Okay, now, we need to get the phone number, so hold on. Give us the phone number. We don't have it, Jeremy, okay?
Okay.
All right.
The phone number I have for him is 719 627 7004.
7004.
I also have a second number for him as well.
Go ahead.
He says, quote unquote, I don't use all the time.
What is it?
720-829-2396.
Okay. Here's the deal. He has $4,800 of your money. He did not finish the work. What does he say about the work he did not finish? Forget the damage part. What does he say about the work he did not finish?
he doesn't say nothing about it. He's telling me that
his insurance.
he didn't know much about it. About what was going on, but I can't even get him to come to the home.
This is amazing to me. It's like we're in the Twilight Zone. Okay, just would you call him right now and just ask him straight up? Don't let him give you this cockamamie story about some insurance claim. Just ask him if he's going to finish the damn job. This reminds me of more sleaze that we have on sleazebrigade.com. If you look it up, please look it up. These are the two most recent egregious contractors. Dusty Lobsinger, a vile excuse for a contractor. That's the headline. Dusty Lobsinger is disgusting. He's a liar and he's a cheater. And we've given him every opportunity to give his side of the story, and we leave it open. But he will not. He just says he has an attorney, but we don't have the name. His number is 720-838-8811. This is a proactive show, by the way. You'll be hearing numbers of liars, cheaters, and ripoffs. 720-838-8811. Dusty Lobsinger. And then the other guy, Dave Anders, who now has an attorney, he changed his phone number, but if you see the name Anders or David Anders or Anders Construction, do not use them. They are disgusting. He is disgusting. This lying sack of doo-doo took 68 grand and then disappeared after doing just a small amount of work. And the guy thinks he is so smart that he's going to outmaneuver her because he couldn't finish the contract. And he said it's because the foundation was not good. But he seems to think he can keep the $68,000. He is such a clown. Both of these guys, flagrant violations of the Contractors Trust Act. It's terrible. Now, let's go back to Patrick. Patrick?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, man. You need to serve someone in another state or another city, right?
Yeah, in Seattle.
Okay. What kind of problem is it?
Well, I did a thing that you always say not to do, and that's co-sign for a car.
Oh, okay. Why don't you hold on? Let's see what we can do to help you, and I'll also answer how you serve someone else, okay? I'll do that too. 303-713-TALK. The Raleigh House is an addiction treatment center that has partnered with me to try to help as many addicts as possible. And you know how we're going to do it? With information. You see, the Raleigh House is not trying to do a high-pressure sales job. All they want to do is provide information, because we know when it comes to addiction, the number one thing you need is information. So the Raleigh House established this number for you to call at any time. Well, normal business hours, I actually should say. It's not a crisis line for 24/7, but normal business hours. Call this number and ask any question you want about addiction. If there's someone in your life that you suspect is an addict, how do you know? What do you look for? How do you know it's bad? What do you say to them? If they are an addict, if you know they're an addict, what do you do? What kind of treatment plans are available? How much does it cost? How long does it take? Does insurance pay for it? How do I get someone to come in? Can you talk to them? Do you do interventions? Any question at all about addiction. We know one thing. No one has information really on addiction, and you're going to get all kinds of stuff on the internet. Just call and ask about your particular situation, and you will get someone to address your particular situation and help you. No obligation, totally confidential. 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559. All right, I'm Tom Martino. We got a lot more to talk about, and don't forget, if you're looking for the best to list your home, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. You don't do better than Frank. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. What I love about Frank, he doesn't hold people to long-term contracts. He knows he has to earn your trust in business every day. He just asks for one day to list your home, and if you're not satisfied after that, you can cancel at any time, but you won't. You'll feel like you are his only customer. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com.
This report is brought to you by USA Network.
There's hard.
Okay, man. How much time do I have? Oh, have a good one, Brian.
Sounds good. Thank you. Well, heading to Kansas, so yep. No, my grandpa passed. See you later. Yeah, so we're going back for the funeral. So. Okay. All right, thank you.
Yep, have a good one.
Northbound Parker to Orchard as well. Up in the high country, Highway 6 is shut down between Highway Weather forecast, sunny with a high 61. Right now, fair and 50. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
How can a case this famous still be unsolved? From a director of the People vs. O.J. Simpson American Crime Story, Unsolved, the murders of Tupac and the Notorious B.I.G. A limited series event, tonight at 10, 9 Central, only on USA Network.
Roof damaged or not sure? For any questions about your roof, call the company I know and trust, Excel Roofing, 303-761-6400. Even with help filing your claim, you can depend on Excel Roofing. If you have an open claim, better call Excel to do the work so you don't lose your replacement proceeds. Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Excel Roofing is the most trusted name in roofing. I've been recommending them for years, and they've done 3.
What do you say?
No answer on either line.
Damn that guy.
This contract I got is unsigned.
Which that he gave you?
Yeah, I just got a contract. It's.
I wonder if that was just his copy or.
Yeah, the scope of the work. Here's the last page. It's.
Yeah, I got
No answer on either number, Tom. The contract is unsigned.
By who?
Unsigned by both. Either one. It's the last page. Nobody ever signed it. It does give the scope of what's supposed to be done.
Oh, okay, on that one that just called.
Yeah.
David Lewis?
Yeah, no answer on either number. Left messages of both. The second one is a place called Ducks Plus. Maybe he's working there.
On that process, he can just Google process servers in Seattle and get those.
In most places, you just get a disinterested party to serve it. You got a director.
Right, but he's got to have that. But and you can get the sheriff to do it too, but they're probably going to be more expensive. And it's not like they're
not too much. The sheriff really. And they can give you a fixed price where process servers, private guys, will, if they have to make multiple attempts, they'll charge you for
each step.
Yeah. Oh, sheriff's department. It's a fixed price on service for the sheriff's department. Just whatever the fee is, the fee is.
Lazaro, Plumb Line, and Tinnitus. Joe Lazaro is a criminal defense attorney I hope you never need. Oh, that's.
I guess there's nothing wrong with saying that, right? I mean, I don't want you to need a criminal defense attorney, especially with DUIs that can be prevented by simply not drinking and driving, using Uber or Lyft. Anyway, Joe Lazaro truly is there to help. Again, never encouraging drinking and driving or smoking and driving, marijuana, of course, we're talking about. But you need someone to get through the system, whether you're guilty or innocent or in between. You tried to calculate. You were just off a little. 303-429-6200. Joe Lazaro. Truly, on my referral list, referrallist.com. He has great information at lazaralegal.com. 2 Z's, 1 R. lazaralegal.com. 303-429-6200. Patrick, okay, so in any case, tell me what happened, by the way. Who did you sign for, co-sign a car for?
It was a friend of mine. He was looking to get a car, and he didn't have the credit, so he begged and begged and begged.
God, that's terrible. And so he stopped making payments, right?
Well, he never made one payment. Now, when I tried to repossess the car from him, I took Denver police with me, and he blew all kinds of good stuff to the cops, and the cops wouldn't let me take the car, and he was already 3 months behind.
Who's entitled on that car?
Well, I was the liener, I was the co-signer, so...
No, yeah, but do you actually have a lien on it, or are you just part of the loan?
Part of the loan for the co-signing part only, yeah.
Yeah, and that doesn't give you a right to take it, but you should have insisted on being on the title. That's where, I mean, first of all, you should never co-sign for anyone, anywhere, anyone. And I'm talking about people listening. But if you did co-sign and for some reason you got to be part of the title, and that allows you to at least get possession of the car, and the police wouldn't let you have possession because you were not on the title. Is that right?
Probably so, but
yeah.
He was telling the cops that he was ahead of payments, and I had documents from the finance company stating that he was already behind.
So what happened to the car? Where is it?
Well, when he found out that I was trying to take him to court and get the money, he took the car to a church and grabbed the garden hose and stuck the hose in the car and turned the water on and filled the cab of the car all the way up to the hood.
Wait a minute, just to be mean?
Just to be that way, just so he wouldn't give up the car. He wouldn't give it to me to give back to the finance.
Wait a minute, he didn't even want the car.
He wouldn't want to give it to me, but, you know, he just wanted to destroy it for some odd reason. I get to take the power of paying for it now.
Okay, so Patrick, when did he destroy the car?
Probably 2 months after I co-signed.
How long ago?
It's been about 4 or 5 years.
Oh, my God, 4 or 5 years ago. Did you pay for the car?
I co-signed. I took him to court. I won the judgment, and the judge said, all right. And then he says he'll pay the fine or pay it, but then he just up and left. And then
But did you pay for the car, Patrick?
The car cost $11,000.
And you paid for it?
No, I'm not paying for it. I was making payments on it to the lawyer, but now all of a sudden they sent me a garnishment.
You know, Patrick, I would have never paid on that, even though, you know, technically you're obligated. So first of all, where does that loan stand right now?
Right now, I'm being garnished for $20,511.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, no. So you're being garnished out of your check for a judgment. Have you ever considered bankruptcy?
Well, I'm trying to buy a car, and I have another car, and I'm hoping that if I did that, I don't want to be, putting anything in jeopardy of trying to get a house.
No, you would. You would. But what are you going to do about the bill? You already have a judgment. What are you going to do about a bill? I mean, about the 20 grand.
Well, if I could get this guy served in Seattle...
What makes you think he has the money, though, Patrick?
As long as it puts it on his credit report and makes him look rotten as like it's making me, I would like to see him take half the payment or half the bill. Because
half? He should take all of it. Why half?
Or half the reputation, at least.
No, Patrick, you understand. You don't owe a dime. It's his.
Yeah, I know, but now it's down to my point. I'm actually already starting to make $360 payments every other week for this car.
You know, Patrick, seriously, in your case, really, I would do a bankruptcy. Honest to God.
Would that clear the judgment?
Yes, it would clear the judgment immediately. It would go away. And then what he can do is start building credit afterwards. And Patrick, yes, it would take you about 3.5 years to get a house to get your credit back. But Patrick, you're not going to get a house anyway while you're paying on this judgment. And how long is that going to take to pay off? Now, let me just tell you the truth. Listen, guys, those listening, I'm not encouraging people to do a bankruptcy and be dishonest. I'm saying when you're a victim like this is terrible. This guy was so evil and mean, he filled up the car with water just to hurt you. Now, why did he turn so evil? Was he your friend at one time?
I was married to his mother for 15 years, and I figured being that we were somewhat family for 15 years, I think he'd be responsible, and all of a sudden he just turned 160 on everybody.
180. Okay, here's the deal. Here's what I'd like you to do. Okay? If you would at least consider a bankruptcy, you can start rebuilding your credit. You can get rid of this bill. Get rid of it. You really, really need to protect yourself because, Patrick, if you pay, here's the fact, okay? Even though it doesn't feel good, the bankruptcy, let me explain the facts. If this judgment takes you 4 or 5 years to pay off, okay, you will then have it against you for another 7 years.
Right.
So we're talking from this time now for 12 years for this to be behind you. 12 years.
Right.
If you did a bankruptcy this week or next week, you would be back on your feet in 4 years, totally.
Right.
I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but I'm going to tell you that. Now, if you want to get him served in Seattle, the Sheriff's Department can do that if you contact the Sheriff's Department or private investigators. You simply call a private investigator, or they have, just look up process servers. They have process servers. They charge $35 or $40. It depends, and you can get them served. But don't ever say for half. Don't ever say that. He owes you every dime. I mean, this guy's a bad dude. How old is this kid?
He's probably in his 30s by now.
How old are you?
I'll be 50 next week.
Okay. You need to get this behind you, Patrick. And if you would at least consider Wink and Wink, okay? I'm going to give you the number, and I'm hoping you will at least consider it. winkandwink.com, Mike or Gigi Wink. They can do a Chapter 7 or a Chapter 13. In your recommendation, in your case, I would take a Chapter 7. I just would. You are a victim. 303-410-1720. They're good people. Mike or Gigi Wink, winkandwink.com. At least call for some advice. And they can even talk to you about rebuilding credit. They help people do that. 303-410-1720. God, do I feel bad for you. Roseanne has a comment on the Department of Regulatory Agencies in Colorado. It's called DORA, and I think it's because of the interview we had with Channel 7 and their investigative reporter. It's a story there, and they're airing it again tonight at 6 about unlicensed and unpunished healthcare professionals. So go ahead, by the way. What is your comment on DORA? Roseanne.
Hello.
Yes. Hi. What is your comment?
Well, I know that it's not a program specifically on there, but I will tell you that I am a registered nurse, and I have had nothing but complications dealing with that agency in Denver.
Like what?
And, they're disorganized, and quite bluntly, the people that I've worked with as far as getting my license reinstated they're just rude and not helpful. I'm not saying that's part of it, but I'm saying that has caused becoming licensed again has been nothing but a pain in the neck.
Really? Why? What was your situation where you lost your license?
Well, I let my license become inactive because I became a stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
Yes, and I have decided to go back. And the process of doing it is long and complicated. And every situation that I've dealt with them, it has not been a positive. You know, you just hang up going like, why are they there? They don't like their job. They're rude. They won't pass you on to the next person.
You know, that pretty much sums up a lot of the state employees, but thank you for your feedback. Venton, what's happening, Venton?
Hey, I was going to ask you on a recommendation. I had Applewood come out. My furnace went out on me this morning.
Applewood is a good company. They're one of the more expensive companies.
Okay, because
they're honest. They're honest. So is Plumline. But I'm going to tell you, you're going to find a big, giant range of pricing. Now, I don't want you to choose simply based on pricing, but at the same time, you can find great value and good pricing together.
So who would you recommend?
Okay, I represent Plumline and I represent Fix-It 24/7, and then there are a lot of great companies on my referral list. What I want you to do is make your own choice by calling them. Now, I have had Plumline do work for me, and I've had Fix-It 24/7 do work for me. And I love those companies, but I'm going to tell you straight up, this is the honest-to-God truth. You will find Plumline to be slightly priced higher, but they have different products. You will find Fix-It 24/7 not to be the cheapest, but they have great value in certain areas because of their dedication to service and great products. Now, I'm not saying that they're expensive. I wouldn't call them expensive, but you have to understand something. Every situation is different. And if it sounds like I'm tap dancing, I'm not. It's too difficult to address pricing alone. It's just too difficult. Now, I have had both companies do work for me, both of them, and I love them both. There are times that you are going to want, like when you mentioned Applewood, I like those people, but Applewood, they're an expensive company, but so is Brothers, okay? Am I saying they're bad? No. They are absolutely honest, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. If you have any problems, they can stand behind it. They'll be here to do warranty work. If anything gets damaged, it'll be fixed. I mean, then you have guys that don't have the substance. Okay, let me give you another, like a plumber that's a really great plumber. Howie Metz on my referral list. He's been on there, Quality First. He's been on there for years. He has great value. You have to shop around. I don't put on my referral list membership the obligation of being the cheapest. I don't put on there the obligation of being the most expensive either. But all they have to be, they must be honest, and they must be forthright, and they must honor warranties and do what they say and say what they do. They have to inform you of everything. So that's what I would tell you. And if you want, Suzanne, what were you going to say?
Applewood quoted me about, for a new furnace, 100 BTU, about $6,600.
$100.
You know what? Hold on. That's surprising to me, actually. That's surprising to me. That is not terrible.
Okay.
And by the way, when I say terrible, I mean $6,600 for a brand new furnace?
Yeah.
Completely installed.
Yeah, and it's an attic furnace.
Huh. Not bad. Anyway, just stay on hold for 1 second, because I wanted to ask you something about that. That, by the way, is not bad. You should just do some comparison. You know what? They're a good company, and you won't have a problem. 303-713-TALK. And speaking of which, Plumline does have a special right now, and their commercial is telling me, I talk to them all the time, they're doing the half off, the furnace half off, with the purchase. No, actually, right now it's a free furnace. Nope, it's a free furnace right now. They have a free furnace with the purchase of a new AC. So if you have an AC and you want to pair them together, that's a carrier furnace. You pay for the installation of the furnace, but you don't pay for the furnace itself. And if you don't need the AC, that may not work for you. But they also have, they include utility company rebates, $500 in free accessories, 0% financing, 10 years parts and labor warranty. PlumlineServices.com, 303-586-1086, 303-586-1086, and that's, again, PlumlineServices.com.
From the Fox Business
Network, Wall Street stocks are lower in afternoon trading after the new head of Fed, Jerome Powell, testifies before Congress. Investors are monitoring his comments in terms of how quickly the central bank will raise interest rates to stave off inflation. And consumers are the most confident they've been in close to 18 years in February. The first Americans are starting to benefit from the new tax cuts. This according to the Conference Board's Consumer Confidence Index, which measures consumers' assessments of current conditions and their outlook for the next 6 months. The strong job market is one of the key factors boosting confidence. And Ford selecting Miami-Dade County as the test bed for its initial forays into the driverless car business. The automaker and its partners Domino's Pizza, ride-hailing company Lyft, and delivery company Postmates are starting pilot programs to see how consumers react to autonomous and semi-autonomous vehicles. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Henry Barsky.
If you ever want to buy a house or a car, you're going to want to know your credit score. If there's a mistake on your credit report, you could pay more in interest rates. It's hard. Where can you go online to quickly get your credit score and credit report for free? CreditKarma.com/radio. Check it whenever you like. It's free and there's no catch. Don't get an unwanted surprise about your credit score. Go to CreditKarma.com/radio. That's CreditKarma.com/radio.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
For the most part, the highway drive in the metro area in decent shape, although got a possible crash on eastbound 6th Avenue between Sheridan and Lowell. Watch out for some delays there. Once you get to Federal, you should be in decent shape. Off-highway, several crashes in the Denver area to watch out for. One wreck at Yosemite and Lincoln, a crash at Colfax and Washington. Look out for wreck being cleared northbound Parker Road at Orchard. The weather forecast, sunny and nice today with a high near 51. Tonight, partly cloudy overnight with a low of 25. Tomorrow, partly sunny and tad cooler with a high of 45. Right now, fair skies.
Jake Tapper's the one who did that interview with the sheriff. You want to watch a good interview.
Really? Okay, I want to watch it for sure.
This report is brought to you by
You liked it, huh?
Oh, well, I mean, he followed up every question. He didn't let that guy skid around
O.J. Simpson,
at all.
American Crime Story, Unsolved, the murders of Tupac and the Notorious B.I.G. A limited series event tonight at 10/9 Central, only on
He tried to
USA
skid around
Network.
that insurance.
I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino for Housing Tax Relief. I've been fighting for consumers more than 30 years in all areas of business, except when it comes to the IRS. I refer them to Larson Tax Relief. If you all back
Clintopedia, baby!
These guys are the best.
Don't touch up! Next up, my karma.
Relief from
See, that really, there's bright light and everything. It takes a while for cameras to react.
I just didn't want you to start flipping them all on and off.
I know not which one it was. I get them all messed up.
God, I hate bright lights.
I trust
Except when I'm working. When I'm working on shit,
I gotta have
light. You know, but man, I get so pissed if I can't get like flooded. And if I have Bonnie hold something, like for the engine compartment. Johnny, it's bad.
You sound like my dad. Damn it! Oh, he was. Hold it still.
630 KHOW. Online, on demand, and streaming live.
My wife started shooting competitively.
Oh, really?
Radio station.
I had to try
A real troubleshooter.
Yeah.
One Clear Choice Garage Doors. If you want garage doors done right, oneclearchoicestores.com. Any problems, broken spring, you need it immediately, you can call them. Or if you just want to get a new opener starting at $333 with Wi-Fi technology, battery backups, they're just a great company. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. And talk about value, these guys got it. 303-565-6409, 565-6409. So much happening here today. And Marilyn has a question for Compass on renewal. Now, Compass is not here, but I can answer or get somebody to answer. She is coming up on insurance renewal. Is that right, Marilyn?
Yes, it is, Tom.
And by the way, whether you come up on renewal or not, the Insurance Help Center can still help because they, you know, people don't, you don't get penalized anymore for changing in midstream, just so you know that. Even if you've already paid, you get a refund. So what is your question?
I got a $100 increase in the car insurance, and I received a letter stating vehicle coverage and premium information. No, that's not it. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So what was your question?
The question is, what is this Colorado motor vehicle insurance plan that has hiked is the cause of this hike in my insurance?
The reason is because of all the hell we've had. What you ought to do, who's your carrier? Who's the carrier?
Acuity.
They're not a bad company. Compass has Acuity. But right. Compass, why don't you go to Compass right now? They're at the help center and have them run a scenario for you. They can give you a quote within minutes.
No, Tom, they are.
Oh, good. I'd like to know what they come up with. Did you ask them about that specific coverage?
No.
How much is it?
Well, it's $95 above
what you're normally paying.
Yeah, I'm going to be paying them $1,200.
Now, is this the new quote?
Yeah.
Wait, from Compass?
Yeah.
Okay, and what was the old quote? I mean, what are you replacing it with?
$1,100.
How much?
$1,100.
No. I'm confused. Did you just call Compass and ask for...
No, I've been with them 3 years.
Oh, you've been with them 3 years and it's going up 100. Okay, well, why don't you just ask them and they'll take a look at it. Now, normally, they shop you around about every 3 years to make sure you're getting the best price. Who are you working with over there?
Oh, gosh, I don't have the guy's name.
Now, when you first switched with them, did you save some money?
Oh, yes.
Good. What you need to do, in Maryland, we're going to get an answer for you, okay? Hold on. Suzanne, let's just try to quickly, if we can, it would be fun, why it's going up and if it's still the best deal for her. We'll find out. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I want to take people who have been waiting. Jeremy, this contractor thing with Jeremy, did Clint have any new news on this? Did you, Clint? No? Which one was that? Do you remember?
It's the insurance adjuster one. I was waiting for Clint to give an update.
Clint, did you try to call the guy?
I had to leave messages at both phone numbers.
Those numbers did not, I mean, we had to leave messages, Jeremy, so we'll keep on that. That's where the guy, you know, didn't finish the job and keeps saying he's going to send his insurance guy over, which we don't understand. Hey, Melvin, what's going on in your life? Hello, Melvin.
Good. How you doing, Tom?
Good. What's going on, Melvin?
Well, okay, just in a short deal here, my wife had back surgery back in the end of 2015.
Okay.
She had a real big fusion, a massive fusion. Anyhow...
a massive what?
Massive fusion. They killed the tailbone way up to T2.
Oh, my God. Why?
Years of other surgeries on her back, and... You know, we had a cattle ranch, a lot of hard work.
So she basically can't move.
Oh, yeah, she can move. Amazing, amazing.
Wow.
Here's the scenario.
Yeah.
Her rods broke in her back sometime last year, we're expecting. She was in pain. She was going to a pain management company, the doctors, and they did in-house x-rays and never said nothing. And just kept giving her medicine, this and that. And so she went in and she says, hey, this ain't helping. Something's really wrong. So anyhow, they sent her someplace and she got other x-rays.
Yes.
Well, the rods are broke.
Okay.
And they've been broke and never said a word.
Okay, Melvin, how long have they been broken?
We're going to say probably end of last summer. She was having a garage sale.
Okay.
Her sister was standing next to her.
So less than a year. Less than a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Melvin, my question to you, okay, and it's important. What additional problems did this result in? I know they're broken. I understand that. And the pain management people never mentioned it. Is that right?
Exactly. And, you know, had something been done, we could have taken care of this last year already.
No, I understand. That's why I'm asking. Did the delay, for example, here's what you have to ask. Would it be normal procedure for this pain management clinic to dig deeper as to why something is wrong if it suddenly occurred? And then you have to ask the question, if they did not do it, what resulted? In other words, for it to be malpractice, there would have to be catastrophic results as a result of delaying it. Other than she lived with pain for an extra 8-9 months, what exactly happened, though? Did it get worse? In other words, can it not be repaired because they waited? Is it going to cost extra because they waited? Is it going to cause permanent damage? She's already was pretty screwed up. So what I'm getting at, Melvin, what was the damage done by waiting?
Okay, by waiting, now we've gone into a new year, so we got her $5,000 deductible.
Okay.
Last year we could have got, she'd already met her deductible.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so that's one issue. Number two, she's had to take off so much from work.
Yeah, but that would have happened anyway. Melvin, see, I don't think, I know you don't want to hear this, but when there's a delayed, okay, let me just give it to you straight. If you go to an attorney, you're not going to get anyone to represent you. And I'll tell you why. Because you don't have a big enough loss. The resulting loss is not big enough. When you have a delayed, this is called a delayed diagnostic, or it is delayed, or missed by one, delayed for another. Whenever you have a delayed diagnosis, the question asked is it malpractice? Usually it is not. But let's say they missed something like a tumor, and because they missed it, there's no chance of survival, where if they had fixed it, there was a great chance. Now, this is very rare to have something so black and white, but let's say it was. That would be a case for malpractice, loss of life, income, and the spouse could sue like crazy, possibly. But in this case, the fact that it was delayed, you don't have any real tangible stuff. Yes, you have that deductible. That's $5,000. You have other stuff, but it's not going to rise to the level of a malpractice suit. And I'll tell you why. Anyone listening, if you do not have losses exceeding $200,000, you will most likely never get a malpractice attorney involved. Okay? It's just the fact of life, because it costs so much to get into court. But that doesn't mean you can't ask doctors to do something, and I'll tell you why. They don't want even the word malpractice brought up, because if you threaten a suit, their insurance has to be notified, and even if you don't bring a suit, it can really devastate their coverage. So you may nicely say to them, look, I don't want to go to an attorney, I don't want to sue, but we believe we should be given some consideration because it took 8 months to find this because you guys missed it. Okay? Keep it that simple, Melvin. Keep it that simple. And see what they offer. You may come right out and tell them you want them to help you meet your $5,000 deductible because of what happened.
Right.
Now, there's
nothing. I'm calling you.
What's that?
That's why I'm calling you, because I really didn't want to sue.
Well, I don't think you can. I don't think you can find a doctor to call it malpractice. That's another requirement. You must have another doctor look at it and say, this is malpractice. Now, Melvin, don't get me wrong. It might very well be so obvious that another doctor would be outraged. I don't know. You may want to see another doctor. We'll give you the name of someone who will talk to you off the air.
Okay.
And Marco Bendinelli is a great attorney, and he would love to talk to you about it. He does medical malpractice. Now, don't be insulted if he doesn't take it, but he would have probably some good advice for you.
All right.
All right, so hold on, and we'll do that. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center is the place that helped me with my hearing devices, but they also help me with tinnitus. Now, they have hearing devices to help with both, or they have, of course, hearing aids that help with just hearing loss. The fact that the whole idea is they have numerous solutions for you, including something just for tinnitus that can eradicate it permanently, called Dysynchra. Whatever your hearing problem, Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center can evaluate and treat you. Give them a call, 303-534-0163. I really love these people. They know what they're doing. They have the compassion, and they have the knowledge and experience, Dr. Patty and Dr. Lisa. 303-534-0163.
This report is brought to you by USA Network.
Travel around the metro area freeway system.
They would have had to do x-rays from different angles to find. They would have had to look for that break.
To see if it's break?
Yeah.
When it breaks, does it separate or
First of all,
just
do you know how many times we have misdiagnosis? We get this all the time. Had they done this, this would happen. Oh, it's so difficult. It is so.
They would have had to look though, because when I had a recall from hardware, and I said, well, do we have to have an X-ray because I just had CAT scans and MRIs, and they said no. They showed me that stuff is blurry as hell.
The metal's blurry on a CAT scan.
On a CAT scan or an MRI.
Why?
MRI is a magnetic resonance imaging.
Why is it blurry?
It just is.
Magnetic, well, there's
very blurry.
It's not going to show a crack because magnetic resonance shows.
Yeah, but an X-ray
water.
An X-ray will, but they have to do it from all kinds of angles to see a crack or break. They had to do a whole series of X-rays. And she probably didn't have X-rays. They were probably following up with MRIs and CAT scans.
Do you do it at certain positions, like bend over, X-rays, and then bend over here to see if it separates? Because that's only
certain types of metals can be blurry in MRIs.
Yeah, they wouldn't see a crack or a break. It wouldn't, because on mine I had to have a whole bunch of X-rays from every angle.
And X-rays would show up because that's looking at all hard stuff.
Yeah.
How about an X-ray?
Yeah, and X-rays they
should show up real. But the crack, I mean, is it just cracked or does it's got to be separated? I would assume.
I don't know what it is. It's hard to say. But those long rods, it's not unusual for them to break.
They're long. How long are they? How long is she?
The rods it depends.
Metal will appear white.
The Harrington rod can go from your neck all the way down for people with scoliosis. People with scoliosis, if you look at the Harrington rods they put in, they go all the way down from their waist to their neck.
They don't go through it.
Well, they're along the side and then there's anchors. But for a little 14-year-old girl, it's a friend of my granddaughter's, just had scoliosis surgery recently.
What's the other one? CAT scan.
CAT scans don't. And I'm sure they were following up because they don't use X-ray for much anymore.
Well, plus it gets so much radiation. Those are big.
Oh yeah, because they have
metal can interfere with it. Actually.
Yeah, it can block it.
Very blurry pictures in a CT with metal.
Yeah.
Well, why don't they do a sonic, what do you call it?
Ultrasound?
Ultrasound should be able to see that because then you could go back and forth. And
the broken metal? I don't know what you mean while you're doing it.
Yeah, to see if it's separated.
You know, mine was way back in the mid-90s when I got a recall. I got a recall notice in the mail that I thought was for a car. What was it for? Back hardware.
What do you have in your back?
Now I don't know if I have. I think I have carbon fiber cages and some plates in there now, but whenever they fuse, those are just to hold it until the bone.
You know, Tom, do you want to do a promo for Week and Week for after the show? I don't have one.
Yeah.
Okay.
When they fuse the next level up, they take out the hardware just below it because you don't need it once it heals.
I would really think, when do they take it out?
Well, they normally don't take it out ever. unless you have another fusion, then they take it out while they're there. Or you get a recall.
You know, I've had a lot of emails about this place. They said, Tom, which is that place you said that the husband and wife team built for assisted living specifically, and they have some openings, and that's called Golden Orchard Assisted Living. It's goldenorchard.com. They have the one price includes all. That's rent, and that's furnishings, that's food, snacks, outings, utilities, everything. They believe in that. And that price, $4 to $5 grand, I don't quote me an exact amount, but it's in there, and it's very, very reasonable, way less expensive than nursing homes and other assisted living facilities. They very seldom have vacancies, and they have one or two right now. 303-795-0784. If you have an elderly one, this is a beautiful place, goldenorchard.com. They accept couples and pets. 303-795-0784. goldenorchard.com. 303-713-TALK. Okay, let's do this. Ray, what's going on, Ray? You have an accident, and what happened with your attorney? Okay. Ray, okay, I'm just going to go to the next call, and we'll come back to Ray. Eric, what's happening with you, Eric?
What's crackin' Tom?
Hey, what's going on? You have a case that sounds like it could be serious.
Oh, I don't know about that, and that's kind of why I'm talking to you.
Okay.
But, I think that the cops just got a little too excited with me.
What is it?
Littleton Police Department. I was arrested for disorderly conduct in downtown Littleton, and when they got me to the police Arapahoe booking station jail, they couldn't get the cuffs off of me because they were so darn tight.
God.
And I didn't give them the satisfaction of saying that they were too tight because I knew that they intentionally did that. So when we got to the jail, they couldn't remove the cuffs.
What were you arrested for, did you say? Disorderly?
That is correct, sir.
What was it? Were you drunk?
Fighting.
Oh, fighting.
Yes, sir.
Was the other guy arrested?
No, and that's why I got a little, expressed my...
By the way, why was the other guy not arrested? I'm curious.
I snatched him up first. And then when he was clear and free, he threw something at me.
All right. So what's going on now? What's going on now?
Well, my hand, they had to cut the cuffs off with bolt cutters because they were on so tight.
Yes.
They almost had to call the the fire department to come and get them cut off until I told them how to use the bolt cutters properly because they probably not that experienced with bolt cutters and kind of in trades. So, long story short, my left wrist is experiencing numbness, and it was directly coinciding with that incident.
Yeah. Normally, municipalities cannot be sued normally, I say, but they're sued all the time under certain circumstances. Intentional acts of brutality or stuff like that, civil rights violations, but it's very seldom are they successful. It has to be a really flagrant, egregious violation. And since I don't know the circumstances, how long ago was it?
August of this year.
Did you have it diagnosed by a doctor? That's the number one thing first.
No, sir, I have not.
That's the first thing you need, is a diagnosis. And then after a diagnosis, you need a prognosis. Like, for example, it's going to get worse, or it's going to go away, or it's going to stay the same. Then you need a personal injury attorney. But the thing is, that is your best barometer is to if you have a case or not. It's your best barometer. But when people say, I can't find an attorney, that tells me they don't have a case, because if you have a contingency case, that's all personal injury usually is, they will take it based on what they can collect and they get a portion. If an attorney will not take a case, it is truly a great indication on whether or not it's a good case. That's really what it is. But before you bother with an attorney, they won't even look at you if you don't have a diagnosis. And if the diagnosis is not dire, then you're not going to have much to go on. And I mean dire meaning at least, let's say, loss of use to a point of $100,000 minimum. If you loss of income, pain and suffering, not just economic losses, but non-economic, the pain and suffering part. And And then you have to get past the barrier that they were only doing their job. You have to look for intent or the egregious violation. So what I want you to do is think those things over and really just call a good attorney. If you call John Fuller, that would be a good indication. Now, Ray needs a question answered, and if he can wait, I would love to talk to him tomorrow. We'll take him first up, Suzanne, if he wants. We're simply out of time. I'm Tom Martino. Don't forget referralist.com and save all your problems for me.
Okay, I'm going to do a tease really quickly. Guys, I want you to be really quiet, like really quiet. Ready? Turn down or unplug. Okay, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Bankruptcy, it is a terrible